Jordan had killer instinct, cold when it counted. Kobe had Mamba mentality, work never doubted. Curry changed the range, made the court expand. Russell stacked winning like rings in his hand. LeBron brought versatility, nobody ever seen. Point guard, score, defender, chessboard king. Stats can show buckets, awards can show praise. But legacy explains why they shifted the game. This ain't just narrative, this ain't fan emotion. We building criteria, putting truth in motion. What made you different? What made you last? What part of your greatness lies beyond the stats? If we only count numbers, something gets missed. The identity, the impact, the historical twist. GOAT James Kingdom, we taking it higher. Greatness got a third pillar, legacy definer. What gets lost when the box score close? What still speaks when the trophies don't? The numbers tell what happened that night, but legacy tells who changed the light. Stats tell the numbers, awards tell the climb, but legacy tell what survives through time. One trait, one mark, one thing they remember. That's what we call the legacy definer. Production plus achievement, legacy makes greatness. GOAT James Kingdom here to separate the fake from the sacred. Who changed the game? Who left the fire? Sunday show, we judge the legacy definer.
Brothers and sisters, welcome to the GOAT James Kingdom Show with B. Lee and Ajani, where we rebuke Zastes and may the basketball gods have mercy on your souls.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Peace and blessings. Welcome to another GOAT James Kingdom Show with B. Lee and A. Johnny, where we go live every Sunday noon right here on the GOAT James Kingdom platform. Also going live on other platforms like FYF Sports Debate, Al and Pal Show, Real Takes Over Fake Debates channel as well. Shout out to all of those who support us on those platforms, and obviously going live on our Facebook group. So shout out to everybody who supports us on Facebook. As you guys know, we are GOAT James Kingdom, not only the best place to talk basketball, but also the best place to watch basketball. And every Sunday we come live and direct with a new topic. So today we came up with something brand new for all of you Zesties and all of you true basketball fans to help us talk more basketball, which we will be calling a legacy definer. This is what today's show is about, man. So shout out to everybody who's here again to support us on a great Sunday afternoon. Y'all know who I am, A. Johnny the Exposer. I got B. Lee in the building. What's good, Brandon?
Hey, what's good, everybody?
All right, we got King John in the building. What up, King John?
What's good? What's good? I couldn't find his Knicks hat. I just found it too.
You just found it? You just out of nowhere?
Yes,
it just found it. You was hoping to lose it. You was like, it's like a curse. It's like the Chucky doll. You throw the Chucky doll away. Somehow the Chucky doll end up back in the child's room.
I didn't know where I placed it because I always sit it down once I get off here, and I normally sit it right where I'm at, but I must have set it somewhere else, and I literally just found it. So hey. I'm living by the bet, so.
Peace, yeah, man. Shout out to all the GJK members, too. We see y'all in the building, man. Peace and blessings to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all for showing up, man, like usual on a Sunday afternoon. Y'all make sure to comment and share the live hype, any GJK content as well. Shout out to all y'all, man. It's always great seeing y'all. Happy Sunday, man. We here to have some fun. So this week, I took kind of control of the show, John. I took control of the show, right? What I did was I sent Brandon a Chat GPT conversation that I had with Chat GPT, right? Because, you know, Brandon loves talking to Chat GPT. That's Brandon's best friend, Chat GPT, right? Yeah, that's Brandon's buddy right there, right? So
yeah, that's Brandon's buddy.
That's Brandon's buddy right there. So I sent him this thing because go ahead.
He ain't lost the debate either to it either.
He's still undefeated. By now, it's probably like 666 and it's undefeated. He's probably still undefeated. But I sent them this conversation that I had because, you know, we did the top 100 greatest players of all time, and we came out with an elaborate criteria, right? But that criteria was still predicated on a player's stats and their accolades. It was based off of the raw numbers, the raw data, and there's always this extra element to a player or to basketball that we want to have as basketball fans, which we normally call as the subjective factor, right? And obviously, Brandon and I try our best to stay away from that, but we know we can still be subjective. We all have our own takes, which is fine. But we made a criteria that was really off the raw data, raw numbers, and presented it to the people. But there is an element of the game that doesn't really revolve around the numbers. And we talk about it all the time. Some people call it intangibles, right? But there's other aspects of it. So when we talk about like a legacy definer, as an example, A legacy definer is something that the stats are not going to really tell us about. The accolades are really not going to tell us about, but it is a part of a player's legacy, like Jordan's killer instinct, right? That is a part of Jordan's legacy. That goes beyond the stats. Kobe's Mamba mentality goes beyond the stats. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's why they hate, especially, Kobe fans. They don't care about stats because Kobe's legacy is that he's a killer. He has the Mamba mentality. Nobody has it. That makes him number 2 behind Michael Jordan. And you have other aspects too, like LeBron, his longevity and his versatility, right? Joker being what's called a point center, creating a new position. All of these things are what we call like legacy definers. Things like Bill Russell's defense and championship winning, Wilt Chamberlain's dominance, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's longevity and also skill, right? Being very skilled and multifaceted. All of these things are part of their legacy that's outside of accolades and achievements. So I had sent Brandon this conversation that I was having with my chat GPT about what a legacy definer should be or should not be. So, and I told him to feed it to his chat GPT. So I don't know if you did that, Brandon. Did you feed it to your chat GPT to see what it says?
Yeah, I did. My chat GPT is a little bit different. So when I do feed them information, they try to always create a formula. So they were trying to see if they could add it to the current formula. And, the formula I have is objective. It's all numbers. See, when we talk about LeBron's versatility, we could see that in the numbers because his numbers are just off the charts. When you talk about Michael Jordan's killer instinct, it's kind of, there's no objective way to really get the fullness of that killer instinct that they're talking about. Kobe's Mamba mentality or Steph Curry's greatest shooter. Like, it's kind of hard to get that raw data into that formula. So, so I did talk more to it about it. I was trying to see if we do have these things, like, for instance, Mamba mentality. Say, for instance, this is something that Kobe has at 10 out of 10. How can we measure others off of this subjective requirement? How can we measure others off of Jordan's killer instinct requirement? How can we measure Steph Curry's off of his greatest shooter? Because when we talk about greatest shooter, it's more than just the numbers. So how can we get, if Steph Curry is a 10 out of 10, what does that make Dame Lillard? What does that make Reggie Miller? What is that, like, what score do they have compared to,
that's the thing, they don't have, that's the thing, they don't have it. It's either you have the attribute or you don't. It's either you have that as a legacy definer or you don't have it. So it's either are you considered one of the greatest shooters of all time or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that falls only to certain players. That's not going to be a part of Damian Lillard's legacy. Sorry to say. It probably is going to be a part of Reggie's. It's probably going to be part of Larry Bird's, part of Stephen Curry's. But there's going to be a lot of shooters left out in this because it is a legacy definer. This is defining your legacy. If you don't have a legacy, then, you know what I'm saying? Like, if everything we can talk about is just in the stats, then, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing left out, which is what I thought was so interesting about what ChatGPT told me. They were saying, basically, if we just look at a player's numbers, their stats and their accolades, is there anything that we're missing from their careers? So if we looked at Damian Lillard's stats and accolades, is there anything we can say that's missing from his career? His clutch ability, his clutch ability, right? Being Dame Dollar.
His ultimate shooting.
Well, that would be a legacy definer, and that's why I wanted to add that to it, because that would be something to it. So let me show them what I sent you first, because I did make a graph on that, so people could know what we're talking about, right? So these are the legacy definers. These are the 11 legacy definers that ChatGPT gave you, my ChatGPT. So it said skill definer. That's one of them, right? That's historically exceptional basketball ability. That can fall for people like Kobe, Tim Duncan, right? Stephen Curry, right? Even LeBron James, because we know LeBron James is super skilled, right? Then you got mentality definer. That's where the Mamba mentality falls in, and the killer instincts would fall under, right? And then that goes your competitive and psychological identity. right? Because off the top, let's just give you what the definition of legacy definer. I forgot to do that. The definition was this: a distinctive basketball attribute, identity, ability, mentality, impact, or historical distinction that became inseparable from a player's legacy and helps explain their greatness beyond accumulative statistics and accolades. Right? So then you have the versatility definer, the dominance definer, the impact definer. Now, the thing I like about the impact definer, that it says here, how dramatically a player affected games beyond box score accounting. So that would fall for guys like the Dennis Rodmans, the Scottie Pippins, right? The Draymond Greens, right? These guys would have impact definers. These are guys where their impact in the game is not really seen in the numbers. And then you have the innovation definer, longevity definer, cultural definer, which it's not really one I like, but it's the one that they gave to me. Then you have archetype definer, and then you have clutch definer. Now that's what I was saying. That was where that would be Dame's legacy. His legacy would be in the clutch definer category, not necessarily in the skill, which is where Stephen Curry's greatest shooting would be at, or in dominance, because that's another thing with Stephen Curry. I think his shooting would be there too. It says degree to which a player overwhelmed his era. So those were the things that were given. And then there was, like he said, like Brandon said, how do we measure it? They gave me actually a way to measure each individual category. And they were saying that you would give a player a primary legacy definer and a secondary legacy definer. But like Brandon says, how do we incorporate that with our criteria? Because our criteria is predicated on the best accomplishments. So how do we grade Stephen Curry's 3-point ability compared to Kobe's Mamba mentality? And that's where I gave it to Brandon's chat GPT to see what they came up with, to see how they would think about it. Because they already know our criteria better than anything. So, but you see what I'm trying to say there, Brandon, about the whole assigning it to players? Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I guess it's kind of hard because, say for instance, like we're talking about Dame, and the closest thing to Dame closest thing to Steph is really Dame Lillard. He's the closest thing to Steph with shooting ability. So it's it's a lot of thinking that has to go into what these criteria are, and are we just assigning it to one player? Or are we trying to measure others to that player? For instance, if we have those 11, is there a category of those 11 that there's a list of players? For instance, killer instinct, is that just Jordan, or is there a list of players that we could measure up to that? Like Kobe would be number 2 in most people's mind. And that's where we left off at.
Yeah, this is how they explain it. So for a skill definer, right, they use an example. It was Stephen Curry's greatest shooting, right? For mentality definer, they use Kobe's Mamba mentality, but that also falls into the killer instinct as well. So like you said, is killer instinct and Mamba mentality the same thing, right? Or is it, you understand what I'm trying to say? Is it different, or do we compare one to the other? Right? Then you have winning definer. That was Bill Russell, obviously. Then there was the versatility definer. It's LeBron James. Then for the dominance definer, they use Shaq and Wilt. For impact definer, they use Bill Russell and Duncan. For innovation definer, they use Curry again, which I thought was weird. I thought maybe they might have want to thrown in Allen Iverson in there. Then longevity definer was LeBron and Kareem. Then cultural definer was Jordan and Dr. J. And then archetype definer was guys like Magic, and they said Magic as oversized playmaker, Akeem as skilled two-way centers. So those were the examples that they used for each individual definer that they gave. And then they said you can give every player its own definer, but they said then to measure, like you said, how do we measure Kobe's Mamba mentality? How does it deserve 10 points? And this is where it said where you can measure it, where you can give 5 different categories, and each definer 0 to 2 points maximum So 1 would be for uniqueness, right? So this is how rare is this attribute among all-time players, right? So how rare is it that Stephen Curry shoots as great as he shoots? Is he really that rare compared to everybody else in NBA history, which we would all agree he is, right? And Kobe's mentality, that Mamba mentality, that psychotic idea of waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning to go work out, that's rare. Like, that's a mentality that no NBA player had, right? Then it said magnitude. That's another factor, right? Of the 5. So you got uniqueness and magnitude. Magnitude is how exceptional was the player at it, right? So how, obviously how great were they at that particular defining legacy definer, that category we given them. Then it said for the duration, right? That obviously for the longevity. Then it's historical recognition, right? It says how strongly is this identity associated with the player, right? So I guess this is to be a distinctive way to separate players beyond their resume. Then it says the last thing, it says legacy impact. How much did it shape how basketball remembers, evaluates the player? So this is very interesting because like me and Brandon were talking about it through the week. There's some subjective factors in this that has to fall in place. There's no real objective measure. There's a lot of subjectivity in this, a lot. But that's the point of it, is because we have to figure out a way to add this to a player's greatness for the formula, because we already got the stats and the accolades. So the stats tell you their productions, the accolades tell you what they achieved with that production, but the legacy is the legacy definer, what their legacy is. That's a big part of the GOAT debate, is a player's legacy. That's why they like talking about 2011 and LeBron failing all the time, because they think that's a part of his legacy, that he's a failure. He has no bag.
Isn't most of this subjective? How you look at it, or the story that was told about each player.
That's what a legacy is. It's the story. Yeah.
It's basically somebody else's story, and how they seen it. And because some of the stuff is Steph Curry is the greatest shooter. Well, we base now for that's somebody else's story, because the stats say Steve Curry is, because he got the highest percentage as far as the 3-pointer in NBA history.
I think Mark Price in free throws.
So it's always
DeAndre Jordan is true shooting percentage. So that's like I always said, like there's no way to say that Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time, and people look at me like I'm crazy because that's what they think of it. That's like us telling that Michael Jordan had no killer instinct when his back was against the wall. And he choked. They look at us like we're crazy, but that's how we look at the game. That's how we analyze the game, and that's what it shows. Like we're not lying. Like that's literally what it shows.
But that's the point of the legacy, because the legacy is really beyond all of that. It tells a story. It's like they always say, it tells a story. Because in reality, the best way to say Stephen Curry's objectively the best shooter of all time is the most 3-pointers in NBA history. That's really it. You could just say that and leave it at that. That's what it usually was. It was Reggie Miller because he had the most, and it was Ray Allen because he had the most. Now it's Steph. So when somebody passes Steph, no longer Steph will hold the crown as the greatest 3-point shooter in the league. And I'm quite sure when Larry Bird retired in '92, I think he probably did have the most 3-pointers made at that time as well.
I never
Bird was known as that. Yeah.
It's that simple. If somebody make the most threes, because I think that's the one stat that Curry has that easily is going to be passed up because the way they shoot the three now.
He's going to get passed for sure.
Yeah, Trae Young is going to pass him up.
Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is already on pace to pass him.
So is the person passing him going to be known as the best shooter? No. People going to still argue Steph is still the best shooter ever. So it's always
that's a part of his legacy, though. That's what I'm saying. That's the legacy definer. That's the point of this. This is why I said it's the legacy definer. It's as much as it goes against everything we talk about here in GOAT James Kingdom, it gives us an opportunity to say, okay, well, this is a part of a player's greatness. Like we know Akeem Olajuwon is not the greatest defender of all time. I would, if we're gonna be objective, he's not. Or even Bill Russell, we would have to say someone like a Rudy Gobert. We'd have to say Anthony Davis and all these guys were better defenders than those guys back then. They had to do way much more and cover way much more space and play against tougher opponents that were more skilled at scoring, not as dumb as sitting there trying to toss up the same layup 3 times in a row for 3 blocks in a row. You know what I'm saying?
Games.
So and the good thing about it is that you could only get one definer. So we have to find something that truly defines your legacy. You get one primary definer and a secondary one if you're that good. And maybe if you're really, really good, you can get a third one, depending on how much that definer defines your legacy. But I still think the primary and the secondary option of that would be good. So you would give Jordan something like mentality definer and dominance definer. That would be Jordan's thing.
So basically, we're not judging others off this. This is just one person's legacy definer.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want.
Yeah. This is just for the top 25. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even. I mean, or you know what? Because that was another thing. Because I was thinking about that too. Because I was thinking about how our criteria doesn't do justice to guys like a Vince Carter, guys like a Allen Iverson, who have legacy definers that would help boost them up. That way, we ain't got Vince Carter not in the top 75. You understand what I'm trying to say, Brandon? Like, that sounds kind of crazy. Or Carmelo Anthony is not in the top 75. Because there's some of these guys that had those careers. Like, is there any legacy-defining traits for Bob Cousy?
I mean, like my 2 favorite players is Penny and Vince, and they're not top 75 players. So I understand the game enough to actually know that. And there's no way to put them in the top 75 players, greatest players of all time.
You don't think Vince Carter is a greater basketball player than Dolph Shaves?
I mean, I don't know if was Dolph Shades in our top 75.
I think he did.
This the part.
Did you add those? Because not in this past 100 list. I don't. No, I think he was on the list too. Because I think you mentioned.
I don't know.
Because I think the qualification was. I think there was a qualification for 8 playoffs. Did Dolph Shaves play in 8? He had to play in 8 playoffs. Dolph Shaves played again. What is the legacy definer for someone like a Dolph Shaves? For someone like a Hal Greer, who's scoring higher than Vince Carter in them because of the era that they played in. There was a lot of guys who scored higher than Vince Carter that we like, come on, man, this is Vince Carter we're talking about.
Like I said, Vince Carter, my second best player of all time, but he's
I know,
it's hard to put him in the top 100.
So imagine if he's able to have a legacy definer, because that's the thing too. Everybody doesn't have a legacy definer. So imagine if we attach a legacy defining attribute to him, right? Such thing as an archetype definer, right? Or a innovation definer, right? Or cultural definer for Vince Carter.
I mean, he is a Hall of Famer, so he is, one of the most memorable players. Just like, I mean, Penny Hardaway is very memorable, but I mean, his career just wasn't a top 100 player.
So you don't think adding something like this legacy definer would help them, being that they have a legacy, being like Allen Iverson?
Carter, but it definitely won't help Penny. His career wasn't in his prime long enough. Vince Carter.
Because I wouldn't say Penny has a legacy. That's what I'm saying. Vince Carter does though. That's why I said Vince Carter, Carmelo, Allen Iverson. These guys have a legacy. T-Mac has a legacy. I mean, guys like Amari Stoudemire, sad to say, doesn't have a legacy. Guys like Chris Paul has a legacy. You know what I mean?
They all. Chris Paul, he's gonna be up there. I mean, Penny's a better player than Vince Carter at his prime, but you can't have a 4-year prime and be one of the greatest players, and you never really win nothing. You never win the MVP or anything like that.
Tracy Murray said Vince Carter was one of the greatest players he ever seen play ever. He said Vince Carter could put 50 up easily if he wanted to. He
He
said,
did.
yeah,
He didn't have it.
that's he
Could
said
have
that. He
been the
said it was
best
just too
offensive
nice.
and defensive player in the league, but he just didn't have that in his mentality.
He said
That's
that's exactly what he said. He said that if
that's
he
what
ever
Vince
got
Carter said.
mad, it was over. He said when Vince Carter got mad, no one could stop him. He said he just never was really like
He could do it all.
Yeah, he just
He
didn't have
could
that mentality. That's what he
do it
said.
all. He's a
Yeah.
better shooter than Jordan and Kobe. You can get to the basket. He could finish at the
That's
basket.
exactly what he
Better
said.
than
That's
both.
exactly what Tracy Murray said. He said Vince Carter could do everything on the basketball court. He said this guy was amazing. He said he saw Vince Carter do things that he ain't never seen nobody do. Like he just said in practice, all kind of stuff. He was talking about him. So
Yeah, I mean, but that's why he's not one of the greatest because he could,
yeah,
but he did.
yeah. But what is Dolph Shave's legacy? What are we gonna say again? If we were gonna give Dolph Shaves one of these definers, what would be Dolph Shaves' legacy definer?
You got to go look at the story.
Not to say Dolph Shaves is not great. We understand why Dolph Shaves is great. We're not saying that. But if we were going to give him a legacy defining attribute, what attribute would Dolph Shaves fall under in this one?
Look at the story. That was
And mind you, it could be because we're ignorant. Because yes, we didn't watch the 50s and the 60s basketball, but we do know Dolph Shaves was one of the greatest players of all time. That's not the question. Our stats and accolades when we did our criteria, it definitely gave Dolph Shaves his props. When we gave y'all this criteria, it didn't exclude Dolph Shaves in any kind of way. It did not. Dolph Shaves is involved in all of this here. But again, we're talking about legacy definers. We're talking about beyond the stats, beyond the accolades. Because what you just listed in here for Dolph Shaves are the stats and the accolades. You just said 15,000 points, 12 All-Stars, right? Accolades and achievements, all NBA 35, 50 team, 75 team, right? Now you're saying, look, that's T-Mac's legacy, never getting out of the first round. That's why we know you zesty. None of this is to talk about anybody in a negative sense. Because if that's the case, Jordan's legacy is never winning without Scottie Pippen.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
negative is a part of your legacy too, though.
That's right. Like the stream, share the stream, man. Welcome to GOAT James Kingdom, man. Stop hating on GOAT
Yeah,
James Kingdom.
Dolph
And
Shaves
appreciate it.
finished number 78.
So he was 78th all time. Okay. Still made the top 100.
Tracy McGrady finished number 86.
See what I'm saying? Tracy Grady's legacy definer could boost him ahead of Dolph Shaves.
I mean, they think about Tracy McGrady greater than he actually was, but he was decent. He wasn't someone that I would say is a top 50 player of all time. His
I hear
career
that.
just wasn't that.
I hear that, but I don't think adding a legacy definer category would boost him up to the top 50. But you understand what I'm trying to say? How it would just
I'm
boost him
just
up.
saying,
Though?
like I
You see what I'm
don't think he's that great of a player to me.
I think he don't have a moment in the
Yeah,
playoffs
there's
can't have
nothing
him.
about
He
there's
can't have him
nothing
in the
about
playoffs.
Tracy McGrady that I'll be like, yeah, he would dominate.
it's the playoffs. That's his downfall.
It's more than
He
just
don't
the
have one
playoffs.
playoff. He don't have
I mean,
one
he's
playoff run because all these players, and we talk about their legacy, we talking about them in the moments that matter.
Tracy cannot carry a team. Tracy McGrady cannot carry a team.
Oh man, why y'all
He
doing Tracy
cannot.
like that, man? Why y'all doing
I mean, he
Tracy
could
like
not
that?
carry a team. That's why when everyone was saying if you put him in like replace of Kobe, he would do this and do that. And I told everybody like Tracy McGrady would want to leave. He's not that type of player.
I think if you replace him with Kobe, they win the championship. I think he could be a secondary player, and he wouldn't have to carry the team because Shaq.
He wouldn't want to be a secondary player. That's what I'm saying. He wouldn't want
He wouldn't
to.
have with Shaq, prime Shaq. I don't care who you is.
And he
You
would want to
going be a
leave.
secondary player.
He would want to leave. Even like now, he's saying that he wish he would have stayed on like the Raptors with Vince Carter. They would have did this and did that. But then again, he didn't want to be behind someone that he thought was that superior to him.
Yeah, that was the problem. That was the problem.
He's not that type of player that I would want to lead my team, and we saw him leading teams. He's not that type of player. That's nothing about Tracy McGrady that I would say that this is one of the best players of all time. I'm
Yeah, Tracy
surprised he's
McGrady
top
now.
100, but he did have a lot of all NBA teams, all
Tra-
second and third teams. So I guess that puts him up there. And he was a good all around player, but he's not someone that I would say can carry a team anywhere.
So he has no legacy definer trait. Then that's what we're saying.
I don't think he has anything legacy definer other than people like the way he played the game. Just like Vince Carter, people like the way Vince Carter played the game. But
So that's
Vince
what I was
Carter's not
saying.
leading you anywhere.
So that's what I was saying. Their legacy defining attributes would be, for this sake, right? It would be such things as innovation definer, cultural definer, or archetype definer, right? Or maybe skill definer because of historically exceptional basketball ability. Because that's what people think, that they're very exceptional. They got a lot of ability. The problem with someone like a Vince Carter is he didn't have the mentality, right? Uh, uh, the problem with Tracy McGrady, he didn't have the winner definer. That, like, you understand what I'm trying to say? With some still defines their legacy,
I want to
no
say
matter how we
winner.
see
You
it.
know what I mean? I want to say winner. Like,
Yeah, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. Neither one of them
I
have it.
mean,
That's what
just
I'm saying.
because he didn't win doesn't mean he just didn't have a winning gene. He just wasn't
Not
capable
Gene,
of
a
winning or
definer.
anything.
It just not. He doesn't have extraordinary relationship with winning. That's what a definer would be. It's not. It's not calling them a loser. It's just that it doesn't define their legacy. Winning doesn't define Tracy McGrady's legacy. So these are legacy definers. They all have a legacy, but what defines their legacy? That's the point of this. Is that, you see what I'm saying? So it could be, I guess, given to any player because that's what their legacy would be. But like you said, how do we grade it to give it to where one guy would have a 10 or another guy would have a 3?
I think it's depending on how you look at it, because I don't think you can. It's hard to judge one off another, and it's almost impossible. And once again, I think your legacy definers are always based off your playoff run. I don't think you got to win a championship, but like Allen Iverson got a great legacy definer based off that run. He went to the finals and played the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He has that run.
people know who you are by what you did when you're against adversity.
Facts.
So every time you're in adversity, you lose. It's kind of hard to elevate you.
And that's why it makes it so hard for Tracy McGrady, because you up 3-1 versus Detroit and you lose. And he has no playoff moment. What's that game winner? What's that? It was a mano a mano versus somebody. He doesn't have that. Uh, I think Vince has a little bit of it, uh, but Tracy has none of it.
I mean, look at how Vince dominated the playoffs. Like, he never really dominated the playoffs, other than one year that he made it to the second round.
He lost to Iverson. They lost to Philly that year, right?
Yeah, they lost in Game 7. And that's the
Yeah.
only adversity that we could say that he actually was competent. Really, was that year, and that was 2001. Yes,
Yeah, that was Iverson. Year
yeah,
he
when
went
he
to the
went to the
finals.
final, and even with Allen Iverson, that's the only time that we could say that he
Yeah,
was
that's what I
he
said.
he prevailed versus adversity. Like, we
He did
have
a lot
one
off that
season
Philly
for a
team.
lot of players, and we have to look at careers. And for instance, that's why Scottie Pippen doesn't get as much credit, even though he prevailed a lot in the playoffs, but he was the number 2 guy. So he don't get that credit in most people's mind. Just like Kobe, he doesn't get that credit for those titles that Shaq was the best player of the team, even though Kobe was very important in those runs. They're always going to go to the best player on the team and how they overcame that adversity.
But that would be a part of mentality definer, right?
Yeah,
The competitive and psychological identity.
that's why the number one option means so much in all these conversations we have. You cannot believe in the number one option, but your legacy is explaining it
I don't know
all
why
the
they don't
time.
believe in that. Who was the number one option when the Lakers won the championship late in the '80s? It wasn't Kareem, and it wasn't Magic. So we're
It,
gonna
wa- it,
give
was
credit to Byron Scott and Worthy.
It's going to give credit to Magic
Magic.
because that's just
Yes,
how the
No, I know, but
narrative
Magic's
goes.
not a first option. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like he's not a first
Magic
option
was
in
the
it.
option. He was the
it,
option.
it
That's
matters
the
so much
difference.
in all
So
this
he was the
conversation.
option. You understand? You understand? He wasn't the first. He was just the option.
Yeah, he was the option.
See,
He
you can
was
say
he
Right.
was
one
the
option,
hub.
or
He was the
you can say
hub, the
number
flow
one
general.
option or the option. It's still the option.
It's still exactly. Yeah.
It matters so much in all these conversations. This legacy definer is the option,
It's like
and
Scotty.
that's
Scotty wasn't the first option, but he was way much more impactful than Mike and them winning them
That's how
championships.
that's how they're being remembered. That's the issue. That's how they're being remembered.
Yeah. So, because like as a perfect example, in this category here, Scotty would fall into either the winning definer, impact definer, or archetype definer. That would be Scotty's.
you think he wouldn't
Um,
fall in the skill definer?
you could put him in the skill definer as well. But what truly
But he's
defines
very. I think the main
versatility
issue.
too? Uh huh.
I think the main issue is that with our formula, there's really no pushback because it's objective 100%.
Yeah,
Like there's no
100%.
pushback. You could not agree with the numbers we use.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, there's nothing that's really up for debate. Like Michael Jordan just don't have the most points. He don't have the most. Like it's just not up for debate. But with the legacy definer, we could explain fully why someone is ahead of someone while someone has it, but it leaves too much up for debate, I think. For instance, like I'm saying about if someone says Curry is the greatest shooter of all time, I could make an argument that he's not. And they're gonna look at me like, how does that make any sense to anybody who watches basketball? Because
But that.
I'm gonna justify it with the raw data, but they're gonna justify it with fandom.
Yes.
No, I hear what you're saying, but that's the point of the legacy. The legacy is that. The legacy is the fandom aspect of it. It's the story that's told. It's what you're remembered for. It's what historically separates you from everybody else.
So
So
today,
a lot of it is again. Look remember look it says a distinctive basketball attribute, identity that's subjective, ability subjective because that's skill, mentality subjective, impact also subjective, or historical distinction exactly. That's all. This is subjective. But you can use because that's the part I'm looking for in the chat TBT conversation where it was saying that you can you can use this to take it beyond the stats and the numbers. I'm just trying to find that spot where it said that. Um, Let me see here where it says it at here. As it said, the most important part, scoring it, right? It said, I wouldn't give points simply because somebody possesses a legacy definer. Instead, I would score the strength of that definer. And that's when they were talking about the 5 separate categories. Then it says here, so instead of you saying Jordan gets 10 because of Killer Instinct, you'd have to demonstrate why Killer Instinct deserves its rating. So we would have to explain why Jordan deserves a 10 in these categories. And then, so even if we wanted to grade everybody from the same thing, we still have to display
I mean,
why they are that. But I'm looking for the part where they says
yeah.
that, like where they said we can use stats as well, because that's the part I'm looking for. Because they were saying that it's not all the way subjective because it can still fall behind stats.
hmm
Let me see
Yeah,
here.
I think
today's
we could justify it with stats, but for instance, Jordan Killer Instinct, that's easy. In the '90s, he was 6-0. The that's the that's the rank that he's going to get. That's the
Well,
highest
well,
that someone could get. That's what they're going. That's what they're justifying it off of.
That's true too. That's true, but that also falls in line with the winning definer as well, right? Because that's the
Hmm.
extraordinary winning. But what also his killing mentality is like the most 50-point games, right? In the playoffs, stuff like that. Him scoring 63, that killer mentality of him going out there and just putting up, what was it, 45 points when he got sick? What was it? How many whatever points he scored when he got sick? Like that's what the killer instinct is,
Yeah,
killer
yeah.
mentality is, stuff like that. Again, that it says that you can add. It's not just full subjectivity. You can use the stats. I'm just trying to find where it says it at here. It says here.
That's
It says,
And
and
it's
someone.
usually, I
Oh,
mean,
here it goes.
yeah.
It says, and someone could challenge individual components instead of arguing endlessly about whether Jordan wanted it more. Then it says here, there's another concept I'd add that could become important to your mythology. Methodology. It says legacy definers should be neutral attributes, not automatically positive ones. Then it says here, legacy definers identify what defines the legacy. Your ranking system then determines its value. So it says here, for example, 3-point revolution could be enormously historically significant. Mamba mentality could be enormously cultural influence. Greatest winner could have tremendous championship significance, but the system shouldn't assume they're all equally valuable basketball accomplishments. I'm trying to find. There was a part somewhere in here where it said that it's not. And it says here. It says, yeah. Where was it at? I can't find it now. Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I guess it would be sort of the impact to that era and
Oh,
certain things.
Oh, yeah, it's here now. That's where it says right here. It says here. It says because when it talks about, he says your examples fit extremely well. So it talk about me telling them Michael Jordan's killer instincts, Kobe's Mamba mentality, Stephen Curry's 3-point great shooting, LeBron's versatility, Bill Russell's greatest winning. It says here. The evidence can include statistics and accolades without the legacy definer simply being another statistic or accolade. So it was also saying how we don't want these legacy definers to just be doubling down on stuff that they already did, but we can still use the stuff that they did to help us understand why they got that legacy defining attribute given to them. So it says we can use the stats and the accolades. We just got to make sure we're not using it as a double down. So as an example, we say Jordan won 6 championships in our criteria, right, Brandon? That's the raw numbers. We don't have anything in the criteria that gives Jordan credit for 6-0, which would be the killer instinct or the winning definer. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I mean, just like I said, just like I
wow.
was saying earlier, like how do we judge other players off this, like the categories? Because we all know LeBron will be high in most of these things. Jordan will be high in most of these things. So are we just putting that as one player? Are we judging others off that? That's the thing
Yeah.
that I was talking about prior.
Yeah, no, I know.
Because
I got what you were saying by that. No, trust me, I get what you're saying. The way I was thinking was we would judge every player off all definers, and whichever one they scored the highest in, the top 2 ones, that would be their definers. But like I said, we have to find out how can we score them off of it. It's really going to be subjective, Brandon. Like I said, it's all right. So let's just do the 6-0. Let's just do the 6-0 and the legacy defining for Jordan, right? So we would agree. What would be Jordan's top 2 legacy definers in these categories? What would you guys say? The top 2 for Jordan. What would be his primary and his secondary definer, legacy definer for Jordan here?
Mentality.
We all
I
agree
mean,
mentality would
it
be there.
has mentality, winning, dominance, and impact, cultural, clutch. So Jordan has so many that he should be in the
Well,
top 3
he
in.
doesn't
But
have
which
impact. He doesn't have impact. Remember, impact is what's it called? Remember what impact says is how they change a game beyond the box score. How does Jordan change the game beyond the box score? He's not impactful in that way. Jordan's impact is
Jordan is.
within the box score.
The
It's
way the
within
What do
the
you,
game is
stats.
changing.
I'm
The
saying, what do you
game.
mean by that? He has
That
one of the greatest impacts ever in sports
no,
history.
no, yeah, that because of his box score. This one says how dramatically a player affected games beyond box score counting. So if we take away Jordan's 30 points per game and all of that stuff, what else was Jordan doing?
The
How is
way
he?
he
Is
played.
that, like I said, this would fall for guys like the Draymond Greens, guys like that, the Drew Holidays.
For
Jordan's presence
where they play
on the
with the
court
wings.
is impactful. His presence on the
They
court is
went
impactful.
they
But
went
it's
away
not.
Like
from the
But it's
big.
not talking about presence. His presence doesn't affect the game.
his
He
presence
started playing
does
point
affect the
guard.
game. His versatility affects the game. His two-way affects the game.
But that would be dominance. That's why you would say dominance would be
I'm
the.
just
You're
saying,
talking
like
about.
all of that is
Nah, I think
okay.
Jordan
Okay,
has mentality
tell
and
me the
dominance.
players who you think are impactful. You said Draymond Green. Who else?
Guys like Draymond Green, Scottie Pippen, um, Drew Holiday, uh, shit, even Chris Bosh, who do the dirty work. The guys who do the dirty work. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
impactful is like the dirty work, like Dennis
Like
Rodman.
that, but that's what I mean. I mean, again, this is what the definition is: how dramatically a player, Dennis Rodman, how dramatically a player affected games beyond box score counting. Meaning, nothing that they do is found in the box score to impact the game. Like we know
That should be
that's why.
labeled differently. That should be like
It
labeled
should be
differently. Yeah,
because it
that's
shouldn't be impact. That shouldn't be
yeah.
impacted.
No, because we got to remember being a dominance definer is an impact in the game. Versatility is an impact in the game. But this is separating. This is giving a category for those type of players. Because again, that's their legacy. Those type of players was always said. They're Bill Russell. Numbers are not seen in the stats. Their impact is not seen in the stats. You can't go to their numbers and say
No,
this is
no,
why
no. That's
they impacted
fine.
them.
I'm
You see what
saying
I'm saying?
it needs to be a different name than impact
Yeah, because
definer. It should be a
Okay.
different name because yeah, that's
One of Jordan's biggest impact is that you can win without a big. You can win with you can win with wings, and which that's still the impact today.
That would be dominance, though. That would be the degree in which a player overwhelmed his era. Jordan was so
I
dominant
mean,
he
that
could
would
do it
be
without a big. That would be his. That's why I say Jordan has dominance definer. He has mentality definer. He has the winning definer. He has the cultural definer. Like those are the things that are Jordan for sure. That I would say he would probably score tens in.
yeah. I think the impact definer should be labeled differently because if
I
we're
got
not
you. I mean,
look at the
we got to
box
find a name
score
for it then.
because yeah, that's the only
We
thing
can
because I
find it. We
understand
can
what
find a
you're
different
saying.
name for it then.
Yeah,
We can find a
I
different
I
name
get
for
what
understand
it.
he's
what you're
saying, but
saying,
when you
but
use the
it
word
just needs to be
impact,
labeled differently.
Yeah, we can give it a different
I
name.
get, I get, I
That's
get
the
what
name
he's saying
that
too.
ChatGPT gave me, so that we can give it a different name. Because like I said, I didn't like cultural definer because cultural definer says basketball influence exceeding beyond individual production. So that's
It's
another
a part of
one.
the conversation. It's a
That's
part of the
that's
conversation.
yeah.
That's the Vince Carters, that's the Penny Hardaways,
Yes,
that's
exactly. That's
Allen
what I'm saying.
Iverson. So
Exactly.
that's fine to
Yeah.
have that.
Okay. And then again, you got the archetype. Remember, our archetype says became the historical standard for a particular player type. So does Jordan fall under that one as well as an archetype? Because he did change
Yeah,
the idea of shooting guard.
yeah. It's a wing player.
But
Um,
again, I agree with you, Brandon. Some players will score high in all of these categories, but we still just got to give them two because again Jordan's legacy and the myth behind Jordan allows him to have so many of these definers, but in reality, he doesn't have all these definers. Like I said, he doesn't have the
Yes,
versatility
it is
definer.
the fandom and like the myth that raised Jordan high.
Yeah,
It's not.
exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, if we're
Yeah.
limiting them to two, that's different. Okay, that's fine. But if we're
hmm
trying to judge players off of these, it's different because they're going to rate high in fandom.
The way I think about it is if we do the 5 categories for each individual definer and give it a 10-point system, if you get a 10, that's your definer. If you don't, it ain't your definer. You got to score a 10 in it, or your 2 highest scores is your definer. That's it. And if you score under 7, it ain't your definer. You have to score at least 7 for it to be a definer for you to even have it attached to your legacy.
so you gotta have to score at least a minimum of 7.
For it to be a definer on your if you don't score a 7, it's not a definer.
I get your point. I definitely get it.
Because at the end of the day, we comfortable with the stats and the accolades. This is just giving us an extra element, an extra what they call it, a pillar, a third pillar, because again, my criteria was three things. It was two things: stats and accolades, and winning. But now I can make it stats, because winning and accolades are the same thing, achievements. Now I can make it stats, winning and accolades, and also your legacy. And obviously with us, we would have to figure out how to add it to this. I would say take away longevity and just add it to and just take it there and put it there and put it as a part of that legacy definers. But I don't know if Brandon is cool with that, because Brandon liked the longevity. I know he worked hard on that one. That one was great.
Longevity is something that we can measure.
That's true. I know.
And
exactly.
this is something we cannot measure. So,
Yeah.
Well, that is the point, Brandon. We really can't measure
for us, longevity is something that's a part of the game. It's very important in the game. It's one of the most important things, being available.
It's the important thing.
So I was thinking that our legacy definer, maybe just like we used to do the scoring titles, is points added to it, because it's going to be a bonus point because it's subjective. If Jordan finished 3 points below someone, that boosts them ahead.
No, it does. It does. Again, it would be an addition. Yeah, it would be an addition to it. It would be a like an icing on the cake type of situation, or a decoration on the cake. Everybody's cake looks good. Everybody has a nice resume, right? It's made with the same ingredients. Everybody's doing that, but the aesthetics of the cake. How does the cake look? That's your legacy. That's basically what we're doing here. They ain't getting upset. They get upset at me. 10 scoring titles and 9 defensive, all defensive team does not prove versatility. Like it proves dominance. That's Jordan dominance. That's what that proves.
Trying to make it. That's why all this is subjective, because they want it to be everything.
No, but they do. We know they do that all the time. But that's why all this is defined. Because even if we want to say Jordan's 9 all defense makes him versatility, we still got to measure his versatility by what's it called? By 5 separate categories. He's not going to score high there, because Jordan's not that versatile by the definition of it, which is breadth of basketball capabilities. Jordan's not capable of doing a lot of things on the basketball court. He can score and supposedly play defense. The film don't say he can play defense.
I mean, it's obvious Jordan needs this more than anybody. LeBron doesn't need this at all.
This is only going to boost LeBron more. This is going to boost LeBron more.
He doesn't need it at all. That's the thing. He don't need it.
This conversation made Jordan the GOAT in 1993, because nothing else did.
So obviously these are good topics. Good categories, because
this will help. What Brandon said is right. This will help Jordan more than anything.
Yeah, Jordan needs this to be great.
Yeah, this is the best part of the conversation.
Like, the Jordan fans argue that Jordan is number one in all of these, even the greatest shooter, because he never misses.
Yeah.
Like, if you had to be there, you had to be there. I mean,
skill definer Jordan get 10. Mentality definer Jordan get 10.
They literally think he was a better ball handler and passer than LeBron James. Come on now, they're delusional. They think he's the greatest college player of all time. They're very delusional.
Oh, but there's one they won't give him a 10 on. Longevity definer. They won't do that. That one
they would say he's better. Like, LeBron's low managed, so Jordan played more 82 games, so he should be higher than LeBron. This is how they think. You have to think like one of them.
Yeah,
so we did this for Jordan.
Yeah, just forget LeBron played the most games ever.
I mean, Johnny is a secret zesty, so he's trying to help them.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. That's what it's looking like right now.
No, because again, I did take my criteria over to TikTok, and we were having a conversation, and Lamont did make a great point. He was kind of saying, like, that's kind of crazy that Karl Malone, off of the raw numbers, is going to be ranked higher than Larry Bird. Like, there's got to be something that we can look at to say why Larry Bird is better than Karl Malone if we take it outside the stats and the accolades. Because in reality, Larry Bird being a guy that can get 3 straight MVPs.
I told you what's the issue is the defense. Anybody who was competent in defense is going to be rated higher. Steph Curry was rated very low, and people think he's a top 10 player is because his defense.
Yeah, because Karl Malone ranked higher than Bird too in our criteria, correct? In the 100 list, if I'm correct.
Look at Hakeem. Hakeem's always rated high. It's because of his defense.
And that's what I was trying to say
not because
too.
of anything else, but his defense.
And that's what I was saying
is
too.
counted exactly the same as everything else.
And that's how I feel about Kobe. I feel like Kobe's legacy and the things that he did, which were to me are the milestones and achievements that I can't really measure, that would be, to me, puts him ahead of Akeem Olajuwon for me. So it's not really. I believe in that legacy aspect. Same thing with the legacy. It would help Jordan exactly. The legacy aspect would make sure Jordan stays in the top 3. That way, Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell won't be ahead of Jordan. Because in reality, the only legacy Bill Russell has here is winning definer. Really, he don't have nothing else. Maybe the dominance definer, but how much more dominant was he compared to Jordan?
I mean, if his defense was counted, like Hakeem, he would be number 1.
Well, obviously, with our criteria, his defense is counted. That's the point of the stats and the accolades. Because
his steals and blocks are not counted. A lot of the advanced stats are not counted. Those are just not counted. That's why he's rated like number like 4 or 5 or whatever, or 6, I think it was.
That's true too.
If Hakeem is rated that high with 2 titles, with Bill Russell's will have better defensive stats, he would be number 1. LeBron would be number 2. It wouldn't be a question.
Yeah, him and Wilt Chamberlain would definitely be 1 and 2 for sure.
I was about to say Wilt Chamberlain probably be number 1.
No, they both would be 1 and 2, whichever way they would fall 1 and 2 for sure. If we would count that.
Yeah, they probably will fall because I think Hakeem's like number 7 or 8. And
that's what I'm saying. That's where the dominance comes in. I mean, the legacy definers come in.
It's the defense. I remember I was talking to you before. I think defense should be counted as half, and you was like, no, it should be not counted as half. But that's the only way to actually. That's the only way to even it out. Be honest with you.
I mean, it's already half here, right? You have 1, 2. You have 2 defensive categories and 2 offensive categories, so it's not really half.
It's the advanced stats.
They're 20%, yeah.
I guess it's the advanced stats. It's 4 of them. It's the vast because the defense is included in the advanced stats, regular season and postseason. So defense makes up a good amount of what's in there. If we excluded defense, it'll be a whole different criteria.
Jordan wouldn't be ranked that high neither because a lot of the stuff that Jordan's ranked high in is because of defense.
That too, but I think his offense is rated high enough that it won't be a problem if we use the advanced stats that's like all around stats. Because Jordan do have a lot of all NBA teams, all NBA first teams. He's rated high in those MVP. So Jordan will. I don't know who will be ranked higher than him. Maybe Kareem may take a hit because of his defense. So Jordan will be second.
Nah, I don't. Damn, that would be crazy.
Because of blocks and steals, because blocks and rebounds.
But would that really change? Would that really change anything for guys like Karl Malone? Would that really change anything for guys like Karl Malone?
Okay. Karl Malone has a lot. He has
Stockton.
Stockton has a lot of steals.
No, yeah, he does, but he has a lot of assists. Stockton has a lot of assists. That's offense, and his advanced metrics on offensive side is crazy too. Same thing with Karl Malone. He has a lot of points, and his advanced metrics on the offensive side is crazy too. So would it really help Larry Bird if we took away defense for those 2 guys? Larry Bird, I still think he would fall behind them.
I don't know.
But why are we trying to push back on Karl Malone?
Because he's the one who never won a title, and he's above people who won.
Not only that, but I'm saying, but do you think? Let's be honest, John. Do you think Akeem is better than Kobe, and do you think Malone's better than Bird?
No, based off the story that was told.
Okay, obviously we know what the raw numbers and data they are. That's the point we know.
I don't think Hakeem's a top 10 player.
But if we added the legacy aspect of it, with their legacies, with the stats and the accolades, does Kobe eventually with Kobe's legacy, would that surpass Akeem Olajuwon, and with Bird's legacy, would that be enough to surpass a Karl Malone?
I think with the legacy, yeah.
That's why I'm trying to add this. See, that's what I'm doing. I am trying to help people, but not Jordan, because I don't think none of this is going to help Jordan.
I think this is the number one thing that helps.
Because when we talk about like Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell, they're gonna score 10s in a lot of categories as well. Off the top, the defense, dominance and winning is gonna be Bill Russell top 10 for sure. Cultural definer, top 10 for sure. 10 points all the way across. Clutch, 10 across the board. Impact, which we'll find a name for it. He's gonna be up there too. So and the same thing with Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain's gonna have skill. He gonna have not mentality. He'll have versatility. He'll have dominance. He'll have innovation. He'll have archetype definer. So he'll be top right there. Wilt Chamberlain.
Bill Russell will have mentality.
No. Wilt Chamberlain would have. I said Wilt Chamberlain probably wouldn't have mentality. That's what I said. Wilt Chamberlain wouldn't have mentality. If I said Bill Russell, I apologize. And then Kareem's the same thing. Kareem's going to have the skill. Kareem's going to have the winning. Kareem's going to have the dominance. He's going to have the longevity. So I don't know if this would really help Jordan. We would have to add all of them. And then, like you said, Brandon, give all of the legacy points that Zesties wants to give for Jordan, even if he didn't have it, because it's really subjective. But I still think, like I said, we can use their accolades and stats to establish why we give them certain points for certain categories. But let's put the link up and let's see what everybody else say about this, because y'all heard us what we're talking about. We're talking about legacy definers. This is a new term. If Zesties could come around here and create portability, they can create advantage creation, gravity, event creators. If they can do all of that, then why can't we create something like this? Huh? This is not an outlandish idea. I don't think so. But of course, coming from me, it's always going to be considered outlandish because Johnny came up with it. Somebody has to call it outlandish because I can't ever be considered somebody who's just a basketball fan talking basketball.
I mean, it would be great if we created just a formula just for this. Mm-hmm. That would be fun.
That's
but
the plan.
It would be our subjective performance instead of adding to ours. Just create one just for this and see how it goes first. Who has the best legacy?
Yeah, I agree. We should do something like that. Look, Brandon, somebody else came up. Yeah, another terminology that was made up too. Toolbox, right? The player's bag. A player got a bag.
Doesn't today's show make?
So that's the one you missed out on was toolbox. So it should be 12.
Well, toolbox would fall in skill definer.
Almost toolbox should go
and versatility definer.
Impact definer. The way you describe impact definer, that's what toolbox is.
Nah, because toolbox is more like having variety of skills. That's what a toolbox is. At least that was what Brandon's friend tried to describe it as. What's good, New World?
Salute, brothers. Salute. Happy Sunday.
Yeah, man. Peace and blessings, man. Happy Sunday. So we're here talking legacy definer, right? We're trying to create a new term here in New World. We're trying to change the game, man. We're trying to do big things here in GOAT James Kingdom. So I
was on GOAT Jordan Kingdom for a second, nigga. Y'all was talking a little bit too nice about Jeffrey.
That was Brandon. You heard Brandon over here giving Jordan all kind of attributes he never had. But I came up with my criteria, and then Brandon finally finalized our criteria for GOAT James Kingdom in general. And a big part of the problem that people have with our criteria is that it's just based off of the raw numbers and data, and they feel like there's a certain aspect of the game that's missing that we need to discuss when we're ranking players and grading players. And truthfully, intangibles is not good enough because, like Brandon said, there's no real measurement for intangibles. Silly stuff that guys say they're eye tests. We know that doesn't apply. But at the end of the day, can we really find something that is not truly based on just the stats and the accolades, but can be used to help us understand how great a player is. And I came up with the idea of legacy definer, right? So a definition for it here says a distinctive basketball attribute, identity, ability, mentality, impact, or historical distinction that became inseparable from a player's legacy and helps explain their greatness beyond accumulative stats, statistics, and accolades. So, as
I
example,
think it's a nice. I think it's nice because this is we've always had a hard time ranking players like Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain because we don't have all the raw numbers for them. So I typically keep them high in my rankings because that's about the legacy and impact that they had on the game. The fact that Bill Russell, they say defense wins championships is because of him. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that coined that terminology. Most Game 7 winners. The fact that blocks and steals are counted as stats is because of Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. All the rule changes they had to put in place. Like I try to use that as context for Wilt and Bill.
No, and I agree with you. That's a part of it too. That was a great point that you brought up there too. That there are guys where we can't measure them because we don't have the stats for it, right? So that was the definition, and it was basically saying this was the best way to phrase it too. It was saying how stat tells us what a player produced, accolades tells us what a player achieved, but legacy definers tell us what made that player historically distinctive. Right, it separates them. Right, so we use examples like Jordan's killer instinct, Kobe the Mamba mentality. Right, Bill Russell's the greatest winner, LeBron's versatility or longevity. Right, Stephen Curry being the greatest shooter or revolutionizing the 3-point shooting. So all of these things are what we call legacy definers. These are things that go beyond their resume and beyond their their accolades and stats that we go by. So that was basically what the premise of this is, and that's why I kind of like this because, again, it allows us to be a little subjective here in GOAT James Kingdom because we do have our subjectivity. We all do. But how do we measure it? How do we put it in context so that people can understand it better? So it was saying that it shouldn't just be simple as killer mentality, right, or Mamba mentality. They gave us skill. They gave us actual definers.
Yeah, because I was about to say that. Like, it's kind of hard with Jeffrey and Bean because when you talk about killer instinct and Mamba mentality, like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, what is it? Like, a casual fan will tell you it's like, oh, they never wanted to lose, or they always attack mode, or some other bullshit like that. But, I could say Muggsy Bogues had killer instinct too when he was locking up Jeffrey on those couple plays, swatting the ball out of his hand and shit like that. So it's like, does Muggsy Bogues not have killer mentality? Like, what does this shit really mean? Like, how is that? I don't see how that's necessarily you can use that as a legacy definer for them. I'd say more shit like like kids shooting a fucking paper ball at the trash can saying Kobe. I think that's more of a legacy definer than some shit like Mamba mentality.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing though, right? That's why they said that they gave the definition of what a legacy definer is, but they also gave us legacy defining categories. So we have like mentality definer. That entails a player's competitive and psychological identity. That is where the Mamba mentality would fall in that. That's where the killer instinct. You see what I'm saying? So and then when you talked about the shooting the ball and saying Kobe, that would fall in the cultural definer, right? Where a player influences. I can't see it right now because it's kind of small. Let me bring it up so we can see it bigger.
Just because influences the basketball fandom as a whole.
Basketball influence exceeding beyond the individual production, right? Or innovation, the definer, right? Being a player that changed how basketball was played or understood, right? All of these things are part of it. And then even on top of that, like you said, it's not just as simple as saying, well, Jordan or Kobe get a 10 because of mentality definer has the killer instinct and Mamba mentality in it. It also added 5 separate categories to measure each one. So you would measure it off of the uniqueness, the magnitude, the duration of it, the historical recognition of it, and the legacy impact. So it wouldn't just be simple as saying, oh, Jordan gets 10 points because he got killer instinct. Well, no. What is the uniqueness of Jordan's killer instincts? What is the magnitude of Jordan's killer instinct? What is the duration that he was able to have this killer instinct? What is the historical recognition to it? And also, what's the legacy impact to it? So it defines all of that. But like Brandon said, how do we do that? Like, how do we make that measurement? What is it being measured to? It's really nothing to measure it to. It's just how we feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's just my only issue with it is because like those two players are the only players that have like a weird code name for their mentality. Every other player, you just say it's hard work or tenacity or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't call niggas like, I don't know. We just don't use that terminology for other players, or they don't have like a special name for the shit that they do.
No,
regular adjectives.
I think today's show is what makes journalism so important. I think that's why Stephen A. and Skip Bayless are so important in these conversations that we actually having today, because they're telling the story that we're talking about right now. That's what makes journalism so high in these conversations and what moves players in certain things, because journalism is telling the story of what we're talking about right now.
But that's what we were saying. Not everybody has a legacy definer. Right, so just because you might think Muggsy Bogues has this mentality, it doesn't define legacy. He doesn't have a legacy to be defined, right? You see what I'm saying? So like that's why I was saying that if we do this, it should be the top two definers that a player get, because you should have a primary definer and a secondary definer. And if you're really good, we can give you a third one. If you're really elite at the game, you be able to have a third one. But at the end of the day, if you score the highest, that'll be your legacy definer. And if none is scored above a 7 out of a 10, then you don't have that definer. Like it has to be something that truly defines your legacy, because we talked about that with Dame Lillard and Stephen Curry. Brandon brought up a great point. Stephen Curry and Dame Lillard have the same effect shooting wise, right? But Steph is known as the greatest shooter, not Damian Lillard. But
not Dame.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, that defines Stephen Curry's legacy. What defines Damian Lillard's legacy would be clutch definer, right? That would be something that he would fall under, or skill definer, or mentality definer, right? Saying that he has the, which I guess clutch and mentality would fall inside. Exactly, Dame time, right? But still, that's what defines their legacy. That's what they would be known for outside of their stats and their accolades. Go ahead, John.
So we can get a better understanding, because I don't think you should reduce it to 2. What you think, just not based off just you looking at it, what would you think LeBron top 2 would be? Not add no scores up, just looking at it, basing off what you think, without any numbers. What 2 you think LeBron?
Obviously, I would go with versatility and longevity. That would be LeBron's. That's LeBron's legacy definers. He's known for being the guy who can guard 1 through 5, who can be a great scorer, facilitator, do everything on the basketball court, and having a sustained greatness of doing it. That's his legacy.
I think dominance is.
You can put dominance in there as well.
I think it's a lot of things. You can put dominance in there as
well. I know, no, I think it's a lot of things, New World, but I
exactly. No, and I agree. It's more than just 2. Without a doubt, it's more than just 2. I mean, if we were just going to assign one to, that's what I would assign it to. Yeah.
If I could LeBron is known for is going to be longevity and versatility. That's what he's known for.
Yeah, exactly. So that's his legacy definer. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mine would be like the longevity and the fact that the cultural impact is also undervalued, because this man headed he was the face of the whole Black Lives Matter movement that the NBA was pushing for a few years. Literally got all these dudes wearing this merchandise, taking the front line for social justice issues and shit like that. He caught a lot of backlash for it, but he stood 10 toes on doing that. And I think he's one of the only players in this generation that was really frontlining it like that. We saw Jaylen Brown do some shit too. Shout out to him. He was also heading some of that movement. But I think that's an underrated part about his legacy.
Yeah. So, but again, you can do that for LeBron. Again, you're right. Even just the fact that they were waiting to make a schedule for LeBron, that goes beyond his production. Because again, it
That's
said
way
cultural.
beyond.
Yeah, his cultural definer is the basketball influence exceeding beyond individual production. So he, did,
I mean,
you know,
they weren't going to play in the bubble if Ron didn't say he
if playing the
planned.
bubble exactly. So again, a lot of these guys would score very high, and I think there's several players that would score tens across the board on certain categories. But again, if we limit it to two, it'd be fine. Or if we just or we could just say, hey, if you got 10 on this particular category, it's yours. You that's a part of your legacy. You just have more, and that would even make it better. The more legacy definers you have, the more greater
Yeah.
you are. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well,
amazing.
financial impact would fall around innovation or cultural impact or cultural definer. But we have to find, this is one that we were having trouble with here, New World. It was called impact definer. Now, impact definer is basically how dramatically a player affects a game beyond their box score accounting. So that's like the
Oh, so
Draymond
like the
Greens,
game, not
Scottie
outside the
Pippins.
game. Okay, so
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was
The Bruce
okay.
Bowens, you know what I'm saying? The Bruce
Yeah,
Bowens and guys
yeah.
like that. You see what I'm saying? Those
I
type
mean,
of players.
even
The Derek
LeBron James don't
Fishers.
own this category too, because you see LeBron's on and off numbers, nigga, when he's on the court versus when he's off the court. I think LeBron takes his number 10 in that category too.
Well, no, again, this is beyond the box score. So this is beyond the on and off numbers, like beyond just looking at stats. This is their impact because of what they do on the court, like Rondo and stuff like that. The little things that Rondo used to do, like I said, the Draymond Greens, the Scotties, the Dennis Rodmans, the guys that do the little things, the Tony Allens,
The
like I
band.
said,
Yeah,
the
the band out of
Battiers.
value.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The Bam
Yeah,
out of bio. Had to sneak that in there. Hey, no, but let's talk about
That's
it.
why
Like
you can't
Devin
throw away
Booker,
that hat. Every time you throw it away, it keeps appearing. Every
this
time
nigga.
you are cursed. You are cursed every time. You are. Oh, I'm telling you.
Dude, I was late. I was late coming on because I couldn't find the hat, and I said, "Let me start this show without this hat." And they gonna
No, you
talk
can't
about it.
do
Let
that. You
me
can't
find
do
this
that.
hat.
That'll be when Twin Man pop up and get on you, man.
Yes.
Yeah. But we got
It's
two
just
cents in the
crazy.
building, man. What's good, 2 cents, man? You hear
What's
what
up,
we
2
talking
Cent?
here, man. We having some fun. This is right up your alley, 2 cents. This is perfect. This, like you said, this is where we get beyond the numbers, beyond the accolades, and we talk about a player's legacy, their historical, significant, distinctive attribute that separates them amongst all players that ever played. This is what we're talking about. What do you think about this topic and the discussion we're having?
Yeah, I mean, a list like this is, I'm really pro MJ, but I know who the GOAT is. You just can't change. You can't change that. But this is more of leans towards MJ. When you put the numbers together, like the list we had last week, yeah, I mean, he would excel over a lot of other players at this point in time. And I'm looking at him like, yeah, and yeah. And some of the stuff that we're saying, I mean, it's like, you don't know that. I can say that. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, what? If he would have did this and that, you don't know that. But it'd be hypothetical, and I'm not interested in arguing somebody's hypothetical. And a lot of them are hypothetical. And when you can do things that's measurable, a lot of times people argue about things that's too subjective or it's intangible type of things. We're talking about, no, what can we actually measure and be fair about it? Take your biasness out of it and just measure it exactly the way it is. And I like this list the way y'all got it set up.
Nah, I appreciate it. So
Today's show is to help Michael Jordan. That's why Johnny came up with this, because he's trying to push Jordan up. So he's a zesty. He just don't want. He's telling y'all and not
it's for
telling y'all.
Kobe. It's really for Kobe. I need to find a way to make sure Kobe's in my top 10.
Hey, King John, nigga, I was wondering if I had stumbled on the GOAT Jeffrey Kingdom today. I was wondering where Craig ass was at. I
Yes,
was like, where the fuck Craig at, nigga?
that's what I'm saying. That's what he's doing. He's trying to help Jordan and Kobe to push him up, and it's just like.
That's why I had the question. I was like, bro, what the fuck is this Mamba mentality, killer instinct shit? Like, how you gonna use that as a legacy definer? We don't even know what the fuck that shit is.
But That's the thing. That's why it's really not just the Mamba mentality or just the killer instinct. It's the mentality definer, the competitive and psychological identity of a player. Guys like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Larry Bird are known for their psychotic ways of being competitive and always going out there and having this mentality that's different from everybody else. That's fine. They could have that. Like that could be a part of their legacy. You see what I'm saying? So as an example, for me, Kobe Bryant would have the mentality definer and he would have skill definer. That would be his two top attributes for me. Then I guess after that you can put in his cultural definer and
the
longevity.
cultural impact. Yeah, I mean,
But he would have some longevity. It's not as good as LeBron, but it would be there.
that'd still be pretty good. I mean, I think the only nigga who hasn't in cultural shit is probably like, nah, I can't even say Allen Iverson. It's probably only Jeffrey because of the fucking shoes, bro. Like niggas go crazy over that shoes. Nigga, them Jordan fans.
Innovation. Like I said, yeah. Kobe would have skill, mentality, innovation, longevity, and cultural. That would be the things that I think Kobe would score the highest in.
Yeah, he would have cultural today just because the nigga died, bro. If he was still alive, I don't think he would be the same impact.
Now, Kobe's always been a part of the culture, though. Kobe's always been a part of the culture.
He's always, I'm talking about
Kobe's always been a part of the culture,
he wouldn't have a 10 in culture.
I think it took him over LeBron.
Nah, Kobe's always been a part of the culture. Whether he was loved or hated, Kobe's always been a part of the culture.
He's always been a part of the culture.
He's always been a part of the culture, but it don't change the fact that he was also one of the most hated athletes ever, nigga, before he died. Like,
I know that's a part of the culture. People hate 50 Cent, but he's a part of the culture.
Oh, yeah, he was hated before he died. It changed. It changed before he died. People love Kobe.
Nah, bro. I want to say that they started appreciating him more. But even then, B-Lee, like I said, I'm a Lakers fan, man. I didn't see very many people who were diehard Lakers have Kobe higher than ranked 7th on their fucking top 10.
Adrian said, I told you it would help Kobe. He said, I saw it from the beginning. He said, as soon as he saw it, hey, Johnny's trying to help Kobe. Yeah, man, because every time we do a list, man, Kobe not top 10, man. That make no sense. We had Kevin Garnett in front of Kobe.
No, that's crazy.
He said, two cents say, no, that's crazy.
That is a little having Kevin Garnett over Kobe. That's crazy as fuck. So I would never do that.
Hey, Two Cent whispered that one. He can hold that one in. Two Cent say, "Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy."
I ain't think y'all heard me, but no. See, Kobe spent the rest of his career trying to clean up his name. When he did got that essay allegation, that kind of it's like they kind of shied away from it, and he still was doing his thing. And then they were like, man, this guy is it. So Kobe had a good 5 to 10 year run that he was culturally relevant. MJ, he did something totally different than none of these guys. He had grown men, children. Oh, he had everybody. It was Michael Jordan this, Michael Jordan that. He became up there with Michael Jackson, Santa Claus, and Coca-Cola. He was that big. Mike Tyson, those people like that.
That's why I said the culture impact would have to go to Jeffrey because they really just blazing the fuck out this man, bro.
Jordan would definitely get that. Again, Jordan would have Jordan would have mentality. No, Jordan would have mentality, winning, dominance, cultural, and archetype. That's what he would have. And innovation.
Have everything but longevity, I guess, according to his fans.
No, I don't think Jordan's going to score over 7 in skill. I don't think he's going to score over.
According to his fans.
I don't care about his fans. We talk about a reality, real basketball fans. He wouldn't score over 7 in versatility.
It's
well, that's the thing is most of his fans,
not. It's a distinctive basketball attribute that identifies ability, mentality, impact, and historical distinctive that became inseparable from legacy. Zesties have nothing of the sort.
Find all of these as down.
Zesties have nothing of the sort.
And Jordan would get everyone, but
Johnny, you already know.
If you talk to
NBA players. Even NBA players ain't gonna fucking tell you the truth about you. Every time. They'll take Gilbert Arenas, for example. I fuck with this nigga. But this nigga, when we were talking about some LeBron the GOAT, then we talking about some Jeffrey the GOAT. This nigga want to bring up Kobe in the conversation. I'm like, all right, but I know you can't tell the truth, bro. Like, your fandom is making you say shit that you would never say.
But that's a
They're
part of
still
the
in that
legacy. That's
Kobe
what I'm
number 2.
saying. That's the point of the legacy.
Like,
Now it allows us
okay,
to be a little bit
we
of a
won't
fan.
say it, but the Jordan and Kobe fans will say differently. That's
They
what I'm
will
saying.
say it, bro. Like that's what I'm
Nah,
saying.
we
Their
don't care
fandom
about
makes them
them.
irrational about that
Brandon,
shit.
They need to come
They'll
up with
never know the truth
they
about
need
them
to come
niggas,
up with
man.
their shit on their own. They can't take our shit and run with it. They can't run with our shit. It's doing us.
Brandon, you know the Heat retired Jordan jersey, right?
So,
Yeah.
That's
they
cultural
glazing this
definer. That's
motherfucker, bro.
cultural definer.
It's starting to come out today. Do you want to change the name of the show, Johnny?
No,
Hey,
no.
okay, John, if you would you retire Michael Jordan's number with a different team if you was the owner?
No.
No,
Okay, then,
fuck
like I said, like most of the people who would look at this would disagree with what we were saying. The Jordan and Kobe fans would disagree. That's what I'm saying. Like
and it's
the way
a lot
we
of
will
Kobe
measure
fans.
is the opposite of what they would measure. That's all I'm saying.
I know that,
I
but that's
just-
why we giving them the measurement. They don't get the measure. We know they can't measure. They can't count. Brandon, they can't
But
count.
we're measuring it off of what they think. That's the
Yes,
issue.
that's what
No, we
today's-
measure
that's
off of
why I
what we
said-
think. This gives us an
that's why I
opportunity
said
to be subjective.
Today's
This is
show
for us.
based off journalism.
Wait, Brandon, you really think
this
this?
impact on today's show?
You really think the
This is the
Zesties?
whole reason for it. I thought that's
No.
why you was doing it because
You
of Jordan
think-
Kobe.
You think the Zesties need us to be zesty? They don't need us to be zesty. They're already zesty. This is for us. This is so that we can be a little subjective, so that we don't always have to be talking the numbers and stuff like that. We can say, hey, we've defined players' legacy, and we can look at them and say, man, Kobe don't got no winning definer. No, where he get that winning definer?
I think we have to go off the fan because if we're going off what we thinking, we still basing our numbers, our thoughts based off the numbers.
Yeah, of course we can do that. We said that. We can use the numbers. Yeah, we can't just give Kobe defining winning for no reason.
I thought we was pushing the numbers to the
No,
side.
remember what it said. Let me show you. Remember what it said here. It said, oh no, wait, let me get it back again. It said, oh, there it goes. It says the evidence can include statistics and accolades without the legacy definer simply being another statistic and accolade. So it can't just be like how these guys were just throwing out 9 all defensive teams. So 9 all defensive team makes Jordan everything in every category. Nah, it don't work that way.
Hey, happy birthday, rest in peace, Kobe. Today is birthday, y'all.
Today is Kobe's birthday?
I
I
forgot.
didn't know that. See, look, I did this for Kobe.
You said that a long time ago. You just the one who didn't want to take it.
The only birthday that's recognizable is LeBron. To be honest with you, I watched a lot of basketball. He might have the most defined birthday because it was right at it's like New Year's or something crazy like that. So it's
New
easy to
Year's
remember.
Eve. New Year's Eve. Here, Capricorn. You know, Capricorns are the best, number one in the world. So I get it.
This motherfucker.
On a
I know
cold
you
night on
didn't just
December
find a way to
30th, in
convince yourself.
1984, one Gloria James gave birth to one LeBron
He made
Ramon
it
James.
expected so bad.
And
You know,
history
I
went
mean,
for with
rest in
that.
peace to Kobe.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. But we didn't
Rain was
talk about
pouring and God was crying. Lightning was striking. Everything that happened when LeBron was born, man.
Man, talking about he had a whole godly phenomenon when he was born.
This is for Kobe. This is for Kobe.
Hey, that's why we won the 2020 championship, but niggas want to call it the fucking Mickey Mouse ring, bro.
Players.
Kobe fans will call that the Mickey Mouse ring, the ring we won and to honor this nigga and his daughter.
he deserved that. Yeah, I mean, he deserved all the respect. And the man was phenomenal. There's no way around. He had a phenomenal career. Anybody else talking like he trash, just because you're not the best in something, that don't mean you're not. He wasn't
No, he's
good.
not trash. The problem is Kobe fans are fucking delusional, so we have to put them in their place. Like, that's just what it is. Like, just don't bring this nigga up in conversations he's not supposed to be in, right? If you want to say some crazy shit like he's top 5 or he's the GOAT, nigga, just make sure you're saying before anything that you're being biased and that this was your guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? That nobody's going to argue with you. But don't try to come in a real basketball discussion or real basketball debates talking about some Kobe top 5 or Kobe better than LeBron and then get mad when niggas take your head off. Then we start cooking this burnt crispy nigga.
So Brandon, let's do a top 25. Well, we still have to find a way to grade this, though. That's the whole point. We have to find a way to grade everybody to this to see who would. If this was the criteria, we weren't using no stats, no accolades. If this was just the criteria, who would be the top 10 greatest players of all time?
I mean, that's what we're gonna have to do, and we already know it's gonna be 1, 2, and 3, Kobe and LeBron and Jordan. But this is
The formula that they use.
Yeah,
So
you making
so
people think.
so this is a better formula than the Jordan formula?
So this is the formula that they use. Yeah, the Jordan formula is based off of Jordan, and Kobe fans are not good with math, and they don't know either one of their numbers, but they do know how to be very subjective. So this is their formula.
Lord have mercy. Oh my God, man. All right, so let's do this. Let's have some fun with this. So I want to see this. So let's start with Jordan. So y'all are say Jordan get a 10 across the board besides longevity?
Pretty much. That's what Jeffrey fans would think.
That's what I'm saying. We're thinking like Zesties. Jordan gets a 10 across the board outside of longevity, correct?
Longevity.
What does he get for longevity? Because Brandon said he got the 82 games played. So is that a part of longevity? Because that's what
He probably gonna
Zesty
get like
Fitness
an
and
8.
Rance was saying. Zesty Fitness
give
and
him
Rance was
7.
saying
I give
playing
him
82
7.
games
I give him
9 times
7.
is real longevity. Winning an MVP at 35 is longevity.
I mean, like I said, they would give him a high score with that because he played all those 82 games. So I would say they'd give him like at least a 9.
That nigga
So he-
retired twice, bro. Like, oh my god.
So he would get
because he
so he
never
would score
played for
9.99. All right, let's do that.
I
Right
mean,
quick.
some of them saying that
played-
at 40 he would average 40 points a game today. So they're very delusional.
So he would
Yeah,
score
bro.
9.99. That would be Jordan's score.
That's the most
9.99.
delusional fan
Hey,
base
you,
of all
know what's
time.
crazy about it?
No,
That-
Kobe fans,
take
dog,
that.
bro.
Hey, take that stat what you just said about MJ. It's not that it's that he was a number one. Being a number one is different from being AC Green. If I'm throwing you off, yeah, AC Green played a lot of games too. But at the end of the day,
Okay.
we're talking about impactful players. Even when I watched Kareem his last few years, he was a damn shell of himself.
That's that shit, bro. Like, it's these niggas, they only want
the
to
number
give.
one option is so important. I told you earlier in the show the number
Bro,
one
I
I
option.
told you, but they
bro,
don't
it's
believe
'cause
that though. I told
they
you they
don't-
don't believe that though. They really
They
don't
don't
believe
want to
that.
give. They don't want to give playing 82 games credit to anybody, nigga, in NBA history. I know John
Okay.
Stockton got the most. I know Robert Parrish done played several 82 game seasons. Nigga had the most games played ever. These niggas don't care about that shit, bro.
Okay, all right,
They
let's
really
do this.
don't.
Let's do this. All right, so George scores a 9.99 because he doesn't get a 10 for longevity. Kobe,
I
let's
think
do
longevity
Kobe.
is an 8.
Co-
I think
Co-
longevity is an 8.
Okay, either way, he still scores less than 10 all across the board. So let's go with Kobe. Kobe gets a 10 for skill. He gets a 10 for mentality. They're gonna give him a 10 for winning, right? Because he's the reason why Shaq won championships. Remember that
That's the
Shaq could
crazy
win without
part.
him.
Kobe, the only nigga that gets
Versatility is Kobe. It's going to be Kobe. Dominance is going to be Kobe because they're going to say he dominated the era with Tim Duncan and LeBron and all this other stuff.
scored the
Impact
most points
definer,
in 2000.
Kobe's going to get a 10. Innovation, Kobe's going to get a 10. Now, do they give Kobe the 10 for longevity, Brandon?
Got to. Even though he never won the attach, he played 20 years.
So
Yeah,
Kobe
because
gets
he played 20 years for one team.
okay. So Kobe gets a
Yeah.
10 across. So Kobe gets a 10 across the board. Then, so that means he would score higher than Jordan in this scenario.
Jordan fans will find a way to make it so something doesn't count though for Kobe.
Like where
They don't- they
where
don't.
could they subtract from Kobe here? Is it winning?
Probably dominance.
They would take
'Cause
away
he's
dominance.
He's a playoff dropper. Remember?
Innovation? No,
Versatility.
innovation can't be Kobe. Kobe changed how people saw the game. Versatility?
No, it's
They would
not
ta-
dominance. It's the dominance and probably the versatility too. They're probably gonna take away both of them.
What you say, Brandon? What you think?
I think you should bring up a Jordan or Kobe fan. You should ask them who rates the top 5 in each of these, and you would get your answer. And I'm pretty sure LeBron would not be in half of them.
Well, that's 2 cents. Let's bring 2 cents in there. 2 cents. Which one of these categories Kobe don't get a 10 in?
He pretty much checks off all of those. And yeah, for me, he does check off all of these. When you say longevity, when we took Mike off, I'm like, shit, 14 years ain't a long time.
Well, no, we got to remember the longevity is depending on how the Zesties see it. Are the Zesties gonna give Jordan a 10 for longevity?
Yeah, if you're from Carolina.
Now remember, the definition
Okay,
for
14
long.
years is not a long time. I mean, relatively speaking, if you say the greats, I ain't talking about the Robert Parishes. Yeah,
No,
he
no.
played for-
No,
yeah,
Remember, this long. Remember, that's why we say Jordan can't get a 10 because this is not just playing long. Robert Parrish is not getting a 10 in this. AC Green ain't getting a 10 in this. It says historically unusual sustained greatness. Jordan doesn't get a 10 in that. Jordan's sustained greatness is like 9-10 years.
Okay,
That's not enough longevity. That's not Kobe longevity. That's not Tim Duncan longevity. That's not Kareem longevity. Huh?
It's longer than Bird.
I know that Bird wouldn't have longevity definer neither. Bird wouldn't fall in that.
He couldn't have that.
Yeah, he couldn't have. That's what I'm saying. So Jordan would score a 10 in every category but longevity. But what categories is Kobe not scoring a 10 in? Kobe's scoring a 10 in longevity.
Okay, but here's the thing about when we keep saying longevity. I don't want you to just be in the game. Look, hell, Vince Carter got longevity. He was crap. I mean, he ain't saying he was just totally crap. He played on crappy teams. Kobe played on. Man, we forgot.
I'm gonna let you talk 2 cents because I listened to you. But did you listen when I said it has to be sustained greatness, not just playing? This longevity definer as your legacy has to be sustained greatness. So that means you had to be. You can't just be Vince Carter. You can't be Robert Parrish.
Also, two players could not be 10, so it has to be pecking order. That's why I would say that Jordan and Kobe fans would rate them 1 and 2 because there would be a pecking order.
So you want to do it like that, Brandon? Only one player can be a 10?
Yeah.
No, set the benchmark. Set the benchmark for whoever you saying. We got to have the benchmark. Okay, who are you? Because we know Kobe had some like 8 to 9 just horrible years with a lot of bum players. We talking about sustained greatness throughout the whole time. Okay, who is the benchmark? Are we
all the way now from 99 to 2013, Kobe sustained greatness. So that's 14
Not
years.
more than Tim Duncan.
What?
I know that, but I'm just saying. Tim Duncan would get a 10 too here. In my eyes, Tim Duncan getting a 10 in longevity too. We're trying to figure out where's Kobe not. If you're a Kobe Bryant fan, we're talking to Kobe Bryant fans. Which one of these categories Kobe's not getting a 10 in?
It got to be versatility. It got to be. That's the
or if you a Zesty Jeffrey.
3, he wouldn't get a 10 in.
Yeah.
He wouldn't get a 10 in winning?
No.
He got 5 championships.
You think a Kobe brand or a Michael Jordan fan would say Kobe is not winning is not a part of his legacy? Extraordinary relationship to winning?
If we're evaluating the way that he is a teammate and when he didn't have Shaq and listen.
No. Again, Again, you got to remember, all this is defined. All of this is already defined. Listen, watch.
Yes, he had 5 rings, but how bad was he?
Listen, you have to listen.
When he didn't have them, they were the shittiest teams of the league. Damn near.
Listen. You guys got to listen. The winning definer is extraordinary relationship with winning. Does Kobe have an extraordinary relationship towards winning? Yes, he does.
He also
that's a part of his legacy. No, but that's not a part of his legacy. Nobody talks about Kobe's losing as a part of his legacy. These are legacy definers.
They only talk about his winning.
We don't have a losing category. That would be in the losing category.
That's why he's not a 10. I would give him like an 8 or a 9, but he's not a 10. He doesn't have the same consistency as Tim Duncan had. Tim Duncan was winning way more consistently than Kobe Bryant was.
How? They won both five championships. They both won around the same amount of playoff games.
But Tim Duncan's when Tim Duncan didn't win the championships, he was still making the playoffs. Kobe Bryant wasn't. Kobe Bryant had about, let's say, 7 or 8 shitty years.
5 years. He had 5 years where he didn't make the playoffs.
His last 3 were shitty. Correct.
7 or 8. Yeah, 7 or 8.
Yeah, 7 or 8 really shitty.
I don't think it's 7 or 8. I don't know where y'all getting from. From 99 to 2013, Kobe was brilliant.
No, there was the Smush Parker years. There was about 3 years in Kobe's prime.
If you're talking about winning, if you're talking about winning wise,
so that's about 6 years of not winning. So that's why I'm not giving him a 10 in that category.
No, because he only missed the playoffs. He only missed the playoffs 4 times.
He's talking about
that is not true. Kobe Bryant missed the playoffs way more than 4 times.
No, he only missed the playoffs in 05.
Make the playoffs and not be a good team. No, that doesn't mean you're a winning team. Jordan made the playoffs winning 30 games. That doesn't mean that he was a winning player. He just mean that he was the 8th seed.
Yeah, because if that's the case, then we can say Jordan doesn't have, is not winning neither. But that's the whole point. No Jordan fan or Kobe Bryant fan is going to sit here and say these guys impact and winning or their legacy is not defined by winning.
But they are going to put Jordan ahead of Kobe because Kobe can't be a team.
No, we understand that, Wash. We're trying to think like them. We're not thinking like a basketball fan. We're trying to think like Kobe fans and Jordan fans.
He's talking about facts, and we talking about how people look at it.
Because I would put winning wouldn't fall for Kobe and Jordan for me. Winning would be guys like Robert Ory, LeBron, Who else? Bill Russell. You know what I'm saying? Guys like that. Hondo.
Hey, Johnny? Hey,
Those are legacy definers.
Hey, since the list, just reading it based upon historically unusual sustained greatness. It's only a few people that I can think of that had a run. It ain't saying you played 20 years or 30 years. That's not what it's saying.
Yeah.
The run that Michael Jordan had from the time he won that first championship all the way up. I'm talking about all the MVPs, scoring titles, defensive.
That's 6 seasons. That's not longevity.
Okay. Tell me anybody else that had a run that was better than that. Kobe or LeBron. Tell me sustained greatness. I ain't talking about win one here.
What?
Then play
from 2008 to 2021, LeBron sustained greatness. Kobe was from 99 to 2013. What are you talking about?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
No, he's saying look, Jordan had about a 9-year run, and in that 9-year
that's what I said.
run,
it was a 9-year
he won
run.
6 rings. So that's a different that's a different level of.
But that's not longevity, though. But that's not longevity. Longevity is again historically unusual sustained greatness. Being great for 9 years.
How many years would you say is longevity?
Yeah,
12. How many years would you say is longevity? 12.
How long is sustained greatness? Is again, it has to be unusually. It says unusual.
I would say 9 years is pretty
historically
unusual.
unusual. There's a lot of guys who had great 9-year runs.
Wait, hold up, bam. 6 rings. It made the playoffs in that 9 years and was pretty much like seen as
that's
the best
point
player.
of this. That's the point. You can't throw 6 rings for longevity. That's
I'm
where the winning falls in that.
9
That's what I'm
years
saying.
Is longevity, isn't it?
No, it's not. 9 years is not. It's not historically unusual. 9 years is not historically unusual.
That's average for a great player.
Exactly.
That's about average for a great player.
That's average for any great player. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird.
Bird had a back injury by year 6 or 7.
He
9
didn't.
years being at the top of the league is pretty rare.
Larry Bird was balling until 1989. He had a good 8-9 year run.
He had a decade of being dominant, so that's 10 years.
Yeah, name me 5 players who were dominant for a whole decade.
Okay, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Dr. J, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul.
No. Dr. J did not dominate the league for 10 years, sir. No.
He dominated basketball. We count the ABA. We count the ABA, sir.
We count the ABA here.
We count the ABA here in Go James Kingdom.
Okay.
He dominated for 10 years, without a doubt.
Okay, no. If you're counting the ABA, then yes. Okay.
Yeah. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird.
Come on now. We could name 20.
Come on, man. I can even bring Karl Malone into this.
Okay. Well, no, you can't say Karl Malone dominated because Karl
Malone had 10 straight All-NBA first-team selections, sir. How is he not dominant? And how's that not longevity? That's what you said. That's sustained greatness.
Okay.
That's my point. It's not unusual. It's not historically unusual.
McGrady was dominant. Would you say that Tracy
7 years is not enough? Tracy McGrady was 7 years of dominance. It's not enough.
But he never
7
made
years.
it past he never won a playoff series.
Sir, we're talking about sustained greatness. We're not talking about that. You're talking about winning. Winning has nothing to do with sustained greatness. You could be sustaining greatness without winning, so that has nothing to do with it. You guys be conflating winning with greatness.
But you're not dominating if you're not winning.
No, that's false.
You can't say that Karl Malone was dominating the league when
that's why we have a category for winning, so that you don't attribute winning to every attribute that somebody's legacy is not. So now 6 championships are attributed to Jordan's skill, attributed to his versatility, attributed to his longevity, his clutch. No, that's separate. That's winning. That is a legacy defining of its own. Now, how else can we define these other? That's why Jordan wouldn't have longevity, because you have to throw championships in it. That's why I said Jordan's is mentality and winning. Those are Jordan's 2 legacy definers. Same thing with Kobe. It's gonna be mentality and maybe skill definer, because I don't know if we would put winning in there for Kobe neither, but it would be one of them. But at the end of the day, all Jordan and Kobe Bryant fans are gonna say these are all top 10. The only one they're gonna argue about is longevity, because that's LeBron's category. They don't want to praise Jordan and Kobe for longevity.
Yeah,
you got to praise LeBron for longevity.
Got the longevity, of course. I mean, we give LeBron a longevity part of sustained greatness, because whoever played that long and was that great, LeBron gets that in a different way. Michael did. Man, if it's so common, you tell me the people that won the scoring titles and the defensive titles. We're not talking, just like you said, we're not talking about winning, just winning. but it is a part of it. 6 damn championships in a row.
That's a different definer. That's not longevity. You're talking about
It
dominance definer. You're talking about winning definer. You're not talking about longevity definer.
Read it by your definition. Look at your definition. Historical, unusual, sustained. That's unusual and sustained greatness.
Sustained greatness. It's not unusual to sustain that greatness for only 9 years. That's not unusual.
Okay, tell me one player, just one player that did what he did.
I gave you a bunch of players who was great for 9 years. You don't have to just be the scoring title.
Paying attention today?
Y'all not listen. Now y'all being very zesty. Just because Jordan has 9 scoring titles, that doesn't mean you attribute that to every part of his legacy.
Wait,
like,
us not
doesn't make no
listening good is
sense.
gay? Hold up, us not listening good is gay? What the fuck, really?
I didn't say gay. I said y'all not listening.
Right?
That's being
Us
zesty.
not
Yes.
listening is zesty?
No, zesty is a different. Zesty is men who want to argue for the sake of arguing without listening. That's the point. That's what being zesty is.
Oh, all right. I was like, you young people fucking changing words.
I'm not young, sir. I can guarantee you I'm older than you.
No, you're not, sir.
How old are you?
I'm 44.
I'm 45.
Yeah,
I'm 45. I'm 45.
Okay.
So that makes me older
got
than
a
you.
birthday this year.
Yes. We're not kids here, bro. That's why our criteria gets rid of all of this, because this is why we had to make this. Because when we talk about stats, accolades, and achievements, Kobe and Michael Jordan ain't nowhere near great as we talk about with LeBron James. So y'all have to invent shit for people. Now 6 championships all of a sudden makes Jordan great in every aspect, when 6 championships ain't the greatest of nothing. Scotty got 6 championships. That don't make Scotty great because not Scotty got longevity because he won 6 championships.
We know that Scotty could enter in that list, but you keep saying just the championships. We're talking about more than that, bro. Stop saying that. You're not listening.
You're not breaking. You're not reading what he's saying.
Yeah,
So Scotty making. So Scotty. All right. So wait. So Scotty making 10 all defensive teams. Is that longevity? 2 cents? Yes or no?
Yes. That's a thing unusual. Unusual is the key word. It's unusual. That shit is unusual, bro. Stop it.
No, it's not. Being great for 10 years is not unusual.
No, don't move
Damn,
the bar.
it
Stay
is,
right
though.
here.
No, because this is where dominance would fall, and that's why there's a category for dominance, because dominance tells you here. It tells you right here the degree in which a player's overwhelmed his era. 10 defensive selections in one era, that's rare. That would put him in a dominance category, not in the longevity category.
It's both, isn't it? He had longevity for 10 years to be that good in defense.
Amongst great players, again, y'all show us any great player that didn't have 10 great years.
He's higher than 10 other players. That's what he's saying. Like, we could name 10 other players who have longer longevity than Michael Jordan.
True.
And I'm pretty sure you can too.
There's no great player that doesn't have 10 straight great years. You can't name them.
But
I don't know what player you consider one of the greatest players of all time that hasn't played 10 straight years.
Year mark.
Would you call Chris Paul a great player?
And Chris Paul has more than 10 years. He has way much more than 10 years.
No, I don't think Chris Paul's had more than 10 great years.
What? He has 9 all defensive teams.
Chris Paul has not had more than 10 great years.
10, no, he has 10 all NBAs and 9 all defensive teams. How he doesn't have 10 great years? The same thing as Scotty.
Told you. That's why these arguments are tough, because they're gonna come up with their own. This subjective stuff makes people argue.
No, that's what happens when you don't listen. There's the whole point of the show. We gave y'all a definition for all of this stuff, and y'all still finding ways to confuse it.
Well, that's what we get for being zesty.
Yes, don't be zesty. We are the cures of being zesty here in Go James Kingdom. Zesty Jeffries get cured over here. We got the remedy to resolve all of that. No, I know what. That's why they get mad when we call them zesty, because zesty's supposed to mean you're gay. But I always tell people, if you're coming out the gay bar, don't get mad when people call you gay.
No, zesty.
Wait, that ain't even that. That analogy didn't make no kind of sense, sir.
Yeah. Then
he called you young. He said you ain't holding the hips.
I know, it's fine. Again, we have created this because in GOAT James Kingdom, we have a formula to measure players' greatness by stuff that you can't argue. There's no arguing 6 championships. We got that right here in the winning category, right? You can't argue 30 points per game. We got that here in the offensive category. We can't argue 10 defensive selections. We got that here in the defensive category and in accolades. So we don't have no problem measuring players' legacy and how great they are. We don't have no problems grading any players' true accomplishments. But again, there's a certain aspect of the game that people keep telling us we need to talk about. Such thing as Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality, Stephen Curry's ability to change the game of basketball. These things are supposedly very, very important for everybody to talk basketball. Jordan's killer instinct, his dominance in his era, his peak. That word dominance would fall at his peak. His winning mentality, all of this stuff. These are things that we can't measure with stats and accolades. So
can I just ask you a quick question? Would you put by this that you and again, I love the way that you got this chart because it's the same way like Patrice O'Neal does you don't give women 10s, you give them so I love how you're doing this. But where would Grant Hill and like Derrick Rose kind of fit in this? Because they've had longevity, right? Mm-hmm. But they've had but the injuries didn't, and they also had greatness. Mm-hmm. But they didn't win, and they didn't, kind of reach their prime. Mm-hmm. But they did have longevity. So, would they be considered great players by this?
Grant Hill will be nowhere near this list, as well as Derrick Rose.
But my question to you is now. Hold on, wait. Now check this out. Listen to Wash. This is where this came from. Check this out. The point of the legacy definer is this. Check this out. This is the question you got to ask yourself, right? It says, what about a player's basketball greatness would be lost if we only evaluated them by their stats and their accolades? If you say there's nothing that's lost by us just talking about Grant Hill's resume, meaning just what he put as far as statistically and accolades, then he doesn't have a legacy definer on his resume. Now, if there is something that we cannot attribute to just the stats and the accolades, then that is what is considered a legacy defining attribute.
But what about the eye test for those of us who have
that's the same thing. The eye test. The eye test is based on what? The eye test is based on what? On attributes you can't see exactly that you can't see in the stats and the accolades. But it's not just eye test, because your eye test evaluates every player. What is your eye test seeing? You're seeing Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality. You're seeing Stephen Curry's greatness in shooting. You're seeing LeBron James's ability to be versatile. You saw Bill Russell's ability to be the greatest winner of all time. These are legacy defining attributes that are not seen in just the stats and the accolades, because that's what we're trying to add to this scenario. You see what I'm saying? So instead of just talking about your stats, which is your production, or talking about your accolades, which is what you achieved with your production, now we're talking about your legacy and what defines your legacy. What separates you historically from other greats beyond the numbers?
Hey, great point. Do you have 2K by chance?
2K? I stopped playing 2K in 2020.
We need to do a challenge where we come up with like a legacy team and see whose teams win, because I believe that if you add like the pre-injury Grant Hill and I believe that they would wash and they would be in the top 50. You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying. No, but that's what I was telling him, because in our criteria, right? Because those guys' stats and accolades were not as great as everyone else's, the Derrick Roses and the Grant Hills and the Tracy McGrady's and stuff like that, they scored very low in our criteria because their accolades are not there. But they also, like you said, they have legacy defining attributes that make them great players. So as an example, for us here, we were talking about how Tracy would have the skill definer, right? His ability, his capabilities on the basketball court is what people appreciate about him and why people praise Tracy McGrady. That's his legacy definer. But what you said great about 2K is perfect, because just think about a legacy definer being a player's badge. Yeah. You know how in 2K a player has a badge, right? If you pick up a Maurice Cheeks, he has a strip badge, right? Because he's good at stealing the ball, and all of a sudden he can just strip the ball like better than anybody else because they don't have a strip badge, right? You see what I'm trying to say? Yeah. It's beyond his rating, right? No matter what his rating is, he has a steals badge. So now he can do extra stuff. There's the you know what I'm talking about. There's all the different badges that you get in 2K. This is basically what a legacy definer is. Something beyond your rating.
Yeah, Tracy McGrady.
By the way, if any of y'all do play 2K, I switched out Harden for Mark Price, and I'm killing everybody. So Mark Price
ain't killing no goddamn body. Grant Hill and Tracy McGrady.
He's talking about 2K. He's talking about 2K, man. He's talking about 2Ks.
Yeah. I'm just saying, but in real life, before his injury, Mark Price was probably one of the best shooters of all time. But you never hear about him.
Grant Hill's career wasn't really like that. People want to make Grant Hill more than what he was. He's just like Trace McGrady. Can't lead a team to out of the first round. Good player, but not someone who's great.
He won a playoff series, Grant Hill.
When?
And he was on in Detroit. He won a series in Detroit.
I don't remember Grant Hill ever winning the series.
I don't remember if he won in Detroit, but I know he did when he was in Phoenix.
Yeah,
he's good
as a role player.
He was a role player there.
At Duke.
Yeah.
Well, just like he was at Duke. When you're not the top player, you can play a good role. Grant Hill was a good role player.
He was a 1A before the injury. Come on, man.
I know, I got you, but that's the point of this is that's where the legacy definers would come in to help his career. I don't know how many legacy definers he would have. I think he would have the versatility one. That would be his main one out of any of this, and I don't think he would have anything else, to be honest with you. So I think Grant Hill's legacy is known for being a versatile player. He was supposed to be LeBron before LeBron. He was supposed to be the next step from Scottie Pippen. So it would be that. That's what I would give him. Or maybe the archetype definer, because the archetype definer also talks about
the most games Grant Hill played in a playoff in Detroit was 5 games. So I doubt he ever won a playoff series. Like I said, he was one of those overrated players that we give extra credit to. That's Grant Hill.
You really hate Duke, sir. It's okay. I understand.
I don't hate Duke. He's not that great of a player that people think he was.
Damn, okay. And you watched him play. You don't think he was that great of a player?
You just like
he was a good player, just like Tracy Brady was a good player.
Okay.
I mean, Grant Hill is not going out there giving you 30 and 10. He's just not. He's going to give you 20 and 5.
Okay. Well, I mean, they wasn't scoring like that back then. There wasn't a bunch of people dropping 30 like that.
He could not. That's why they had to move the 3-point line up, because they couldn't score.
Well, he wasn't known as a shooter. That he wasn't known as a shooter for sure.
Right.
But again, he did have an attribute as being a very versatile player. That would have been his that would be his legacy definer. But we have another guy here, D-Nell. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for joining us here on a Sunday afternoon. Y'all know what this is. Again, this is the GOAT James Kingdom Show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. We do this every Sunday, noon Eastern time, right here on GOAT James Kingdom. So if you're not a subscriber to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit that ring notification so that you know when we're dropping videos, because we do videos throughout the week. We also drop shorts throughout the week. And we also go live on Friday nights with the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. That's who I am. But this is the Sunday show where we do the Lord's work and we talk the game. Today's show is about legacy definers. We're not talking stats. We're not talking accolades, because that's all we ever do in GOAT James Kingdom is stats and accolades. Finally, we get outside of it, and y'all still mad. That's why I call y'all zesty, because y'all be mad for no reason. Just a bunch of grown men always telling us how they feel instead of expressing logic and understanding. So let's let D-Nell up in here. Peace and blessings. Thank you for joining the GOAT James Kingdom show. What do you have for this topic?
I'm looking at this archetype definer.
Mm-hmm.
So you say archetype definer, wouldn't Kobe be underneath of Jordan, because Jordan would be Kobe would take more of his game from Jordan? Archetype definer?
That would make sense, but do you think I think maybe Kobe fans would agree with that, because it does say become the historical standard for a particular player type.
Yeah, like
that would be Jordan. Okay, so Kobe wouldn't.
I like when people say LeBron is like Magic. I don't like that, because I don't see that. I don't see that at all. I don't see that at all. I don't give a people. He's just like Magic. No, I do not see. I never saw that.
Yeah. No, because his ball court vision. But what confused people was Magic was never as great as scorer as LeBron was. LeBron was just as great. Yeah, exactly. LeBron was just as great as a passer as Magic, but somehow he was Michael Jordan. And mind you, his athleticism. Magic wasn't as athletic as LeBron either.
Nope.
That's another thing that blew people's mind about LeBron and his ability too. But I do agree with you. So yeah, if Kobe didn't get a 10, for sure it would be archetype definer. So Kobe and Mike would score less than 100 in these categories, Brandon. Because that's a great point by you, D-Nell, because we can't give Kobe a 10. Mike would be a 10 in that category.
Yeah, Mike would be a 10 in that.
Yeah, Mike would be a 10 in that. So Kobe,
he was the first in his kind.
And as a LeBron fan, I tell you this right now, LeBron scores a 10 on all these categories. LeBron gets a 10 for skill, he gets a 10 for mentality, he gets a 10 for winning, he gets a 10 for versatility, dominance, impact, innovation, longevity, cultural,
people will probably argue with you about number 2.
About the mentality, LeBron James had to deal. LeBron James was the most he's the most scrutinized player in NBA history. He dealt with the most pressure in NBA history.
He did, but he's passive aggressive.
His mentality was always what he always wanted to be. He was always confident in himself, always confident in his ability, and he was always confident in what he could bring to the table. That never wavered. LeBron James' mentality definitely is, and he's always been competitive. Always been. He's always been out there doing his thing. LeBron had never been pushed around, nothing like that, man. All that talk. You know, remember him dunking on Kevin Garnett? Talking about he was scared of Kevin Garnett. That man dunked on Kevin Garnett. Had Kevin Garnett.
LeBron was afraid to shoot in the finals in 2011. He needed Kyrie to bail him out in Game 7 of the 2016.
I can see an argument. I can see an argument for number 2. I can see an argument for number 2. Yeah, but everything else, skill definer. I can see it. Winning, definitely. Versatility, definitely. Dominant, yes. Impact, yes.
Dominant. Wait. Hold on. He has the most playoff losses of any player in NBA.
Hold on. You're going to get those losses if you play a long time, bro. That's
so let me ask you a question.
Hold on. You're going to get that the longer you play.
Why doesn't Kareem?
Say what?
Wait your turn, Brandon. Brandon, wait your turn. When Kareem retired, he had the most losses in NBA history.
You can't.
Like,
my thing is.
Yeah, because you have to wait your turn. You always be disruptive.
When you have these arguments, you can't argue out of emotion either. Like, see,
that's what he's gonna do. No, none of this has anything to do with dominance or anything of the sort. What is he talking about? Jordan has 5 losing seasons. What are you talking about? He's 1-9 without Scottie Pippen. Like, so we can't say Jordan didn't dominate nothing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I like Jordan over LeBron, but I don't like that people don't think this argument is not real. That's why it's been going on for 20-something years. It is real. If you can't see that it's real,
the overwhelming consensus is
there's no overwhelming consensus. Shut up and listen first.
Yes,
go
there
ahead.
is. You shut up.
Okay, go.
No, of course. Okay, so here's the thing. You say
he's gone. We don't allow disrespect on Coach James Kingdom, man. It's a show of basketball fans who can talk basketball, not a bunch of idiots. Go ahead.
I mean, again, if he believes there's a consensus, I can say again. I understand what he means because for a generation, Michael Jordan had the sneakers and the TV and the cartoons and all that. So so there's going to be a consensus because he raised generations of people.
That doesn't fall in dominance. If you want to talk about sneaker sales, that falls in cultural.
No. Dominance. Somebody said something earlier. I don't know who it was on here. Somebody did say when it came to dominance. So, for instance, when you start from 1990 or 91, from 91 to that was at 98. You have a stretch where you get 2 3-peats. Who else has 2 3-peats? That doesn't matter. That has to matter. 2 3-peats.
Let them go, Asante. Don't worry about that, Asante. They're just helping us. Let them continue to say that. It's fine.
That has to matter. 2 3-peats have to matter.
Well, that's a part of winning.
Right.
That's not dominance.
And that's dominating your era.
No, dominating in your era says degree in which a player overwhelmed his era. The Bulls winning 6 championships is not a player overwhelming his era. Then you have to give dominance to Scottie Pippen. Are you going to give Scottie Pippen the same dominance?
You cannot because he's not 1A on that team.
Jordan's 2 3-peats is extraordinary relationship to winning. That's
correct.
What it is. That defines his winning. That's not his dominance. Dominance is the degree in which a player overwhelmed his era. Did Jordan?
Okay, so that's fine.
Era. That's the difference. That's different.
Okay, so that's fine. So let's leave it there. That's fine. So you want to take a championship out? That's cool. Okay, so during his era, how many MVPs did he have during his era?
That's 5. That's why he would have some dominance. Yes, we would agree. Jordan would have dominance.
Okay.
Nobody took that from Jordan. But LeBron would have that as well. LeBron has 4 MVPs in his era, more than anybody else. So that's dominating his era as well. So dominance will fall under LeBron. He would have 10 there as well.
Okay.
So
let me. I won't interrupt. I mean, hold on.
Already interrupted. As soon as I let you up, you started interrupting. Like as soon as I let you up, you started interrupting. Of course.
Goodness gracious.
I mean, you gotta stop arguing. I mean, I'm with you. I hear what you're saying, but you just argue out of emotion. That's the only problem. You can't argue out of emotion.
Nah, forget if he has emotion or not. Let's just hear if he has some logic. Now, go ahead, Brandon. He's gonna let you speak. Go.
Yeah. So here's the problem, and I'm going to keep it very succinct and short. Here's the problem with arguing that LeBron dominated his era. Okay. First of all, how many titles does LeBron have? He has 4. Steph Curry has. Okay. So when Jordan dominated in the 90s, he won 6 titles in 8 years. Michael Jordan was unequivocally the best player in the NBA. There was no debate. Even the people who hated Michael Jordan would not argue he was unequivocally the best player in the NBA. In 2016, Steph Curry was better than LeBron in many people's eyes. He was unanimous MVP. So Steph Curry won just as many titles as LeBron did in his era. Okay, number one. Number two, there was actually a debate during LeBron's peak and prime whether he was even the best player in the league in 2016. Number three, LeBron never has a season like Jordan did when Jordan won 72 games twice. Number three, LeBron never has a playoff run.
Did you say Jordan won 72 games twice?
Yeah, he said that. Yes,
Did he just say that?
Yeah,
No, I'm saying Jordan had.
He said that.
I meant once. But my point is, LeBron has no season.
Of course, it meant once since we called you out on it. Yes, it was now.
Yeah, he said twice. I think he said Jordan won 70 games twice. I think he said twice.
Steph Curry won MVP, so he's better than Jordan. He's better than LeBron. But nobody said Charles Barkley was better than Jordan in '93.
Exactly.
Just because you win MVP don't mean you're the best player.
Exactly.
I know. And your argument about Grant Hill was brain dead. Grant Hill averaged 25 a game in the dead ball era. He would have averaged 30.
He averaged 25 one season. One season.
And again, that's because he was playing. That's because he was playing as a young player who was early in his career. A player who could average 26 in the dead ball era would average 30 a game with ease in this era. Before he had injuries, Grant Hill was a guy. He was a superstar before he had injuries. Your young ass doesn't fucking remember Grant Hill before he had injuries. That's what
only thing before you keep going.
Grant Hill was a superstar.
Hold on, let him finish.
That was the lockout season. For one, that was a lockout season. So Grant Hill was not young. So stop lying.
You never watched.
No, your basketball. That was the lockout season. He was not a young buck.
He was good, but only argument I
don't like. How does this apply to the topic, Brandon? How does this apply to legacy definer?
Yeah,
he just want to argue.
Because he said that was lying about Grant Hill never winning a playoff series.
I know. I heard what you said. Be quiet. Here's the other core problem with arguing LeBron dominated. Every time LeBron...
Sir, we want to talk about the topic, not you, how you feel about LeBron. We don't want to hear about you have to feel about LeBron. I didn't ask you that. So if you can't answer the question, how does this apply to the conversation as far as legacy definers? How does this apply?
Because part of legacy is when you stay with one team for the majority of your career.
Sir, there is nothing here. Jordan, man, get this guy. I'm done. I gave him a chance, man. There's nothing here that talks about having to stay with the same team. That's nonsense. Nobody ever said that. So now Shaq doesn't have a legacy because he's played on multiple teams throughout his career? Like, what are you talking about?
Nah, I don't agree with that either.
Will Chamberlain doesn't have a legacy because he played with 4 different teams? What kind of nonsense is this?
I also
now y'all know what zesty means, right?
Now you know what zesty means, Wash. That's the perfect definition of zesty. LeBron didn't play for 5 teams. LeBron only played for 4 teams, and he ain't even played for the 4th team yet.
Yeah, I hate when somebody says if somebody would have played in this era, they would have done X, Y, and Z. And this is where I wish people would understand. When they bring Kobe Bryant into LeBron James' argument, they help LeBron James. They actually don't get, the more you pump Kobe Bryant up, you help LeBron. I wish they would see that because don't everybody, is it a consensus that Kobe and Jordan are neck and neck? Isn't that a consensus? Yeah. They're neck and neck, right? So if they're neck and neck and LeBron can compete or sometimes outplay Kobe Bryant, what do you think he's going to do for Michael Jordan? They're the same guy.
Listen, at the end of the day, his logic is stupid. He talked about Stephen Curry being the best player in 2016 when he wasn't considered better than LeBron in 2016. He just had a better season. The same way Jordan was still considered better than Barkley when Barkley clearly had a better season than Jordan in 1993. Same thing in 1998. Karl Malone had a better season than Jordan, both 97 and in 98. And in 91, Magic Johnson had a better season than Michael Jordan as well. But again, these guys don't fall in line with none of that nonsense. He's talking about LeBron James didn't want to shoot the ball in 2011. That has nothing to do with dominance. Dominance clearly says a degree of which a player overwhelmingly dominated his era. LeBron James has the most All-NBA in his era. He has the most championships in his era, the most playoff wins in his era, the most playoff wins, the most playoff appearances. He dominated his era more than anybody. He has more finals MVP. All of this stuff, scored more points than anybody in his era. That's dominance. Jordan scored the most points in his era. Jordan don't have the most All-NBAs in his era. Jordan don't have Jordan don't even have the most all defensive teams in this era.
Facts, John. Hey, John.
So let's keep it. We can easily do that from anybody. Nobody's taking away nothing from no one here. Nobody's saying Jordan doesn't have a dominant definer. We know, we already said this. Jordan's definers for his legacy would be his mentality and dominance. We said this, and winning would be added to that. Yeah. We didn't take that away. You can't take it away from LeBron. LeBron dominated his era.
And that's why he gets up here lying, talking about the Bulls won 72 games twice.
Exactly. And then he had a lie about Grant Hill. Brandon specifically said that. People praised him for what? Because he played for one good season? That's not enough. What legacy definer is going to be attributed for a player playing great for one season? That's what we keep trying to tell y'all this. So we gonna give legacy definers to Gilbert Arenas? He had 3 great seasons. We giving him a definer? Are we going to give Steven a franchise one as well? Because he has a legacy definer? Like, for what? Because they had a couple of good years in their NBA career? We're going to give Bradley Beal one because he won a scoring title? We're going to give Bradley Beal a legacy definer now. That's what we're doing? So, again, stick to the topic. If you can't stick to the topic, we're going to move you alongside, sir. LeBron is getting 10s. LeBron is getting 10s across the board. Kobe and Jordan.
No, he's not. Because the other problem, I know. So the other problem with LeBron's legacy is if LeBron was truly that dominant, he wouldn't have needed to switch teams 4 times. Every time LeBron hit adversity, he switched teams. When Dwayne Wade had knee issues,
sir, nothing about your legacy has anything to do with switch teams. There's nothing about that. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Plenty of players in NBA history switch teams and they still have a legacy. What are you talking about?
It's not as strong.
It is still dominant. What are you talking about? Jordan switched teams. He's still dominant. What are you talking about? Shaq switched teams. You telling me Shaq has no dominance?
Okay. What? You're not listening.
Did Shaq switch teams? Yes or no, sir? Did Shaq switch teams? Does Shaq have dominance after switching teams? Yes or no?
No. After Shaq went to Miami, he was no longer a dominant player.
He went to LA. What about LA? He went to LA. He went to the Lakers.
He can't stop lying. He cannot stop lying.
How are you not a dominant player making all NBA first team in Miami back-to-back seasons?
Okay.
What are you talking about?
He made first team All NBA in Miami because the center position was complete trash those years.
That's dominating, just like Jordan. Jordan's position was trash. Just like Jordan.
It sure was.
No. Jordan
just like Jordan's position was trash. That's why you dominate, because you're that much better than the players underneath you. You got to call them trash. That's how dominant you were.
So I'm happy to go back and forth with you, but you muted my mic every second. So
no, I have to mute your mic because you can't bring up stuff we don't want to talk about. None of that is attributed to dominance, sir. Nobody says that you can't switch team to be dominant. That's ridiculous.
Right. So let me ask you a simple question: does it enhance your legacy if you stay with one team most of your career? Yes.
No, it enhances your legacy when you have one of these definers. If you don't have one of these definers, it's not there. There's nothing here in definers that says you have to stay with the same team.
Jordan by playing with Washington. Does it hurt Jordan by playing with Washington?
Yeah, it did. Of course, it hurts his career by playing Washington. That's why they don't want to talk about it. That's why they don't want to talk about it.
Playing for Washington, yes or no?
Exactly.
He won't answer that one.
I know. I'm going back and forth with him. If a player is truly that dominant, they wouldn't need to switch teams 4 times.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
What dominant player switches teams?
Will Chamberlain. Will Chamberlain switched 4 teams. Will Chamberlain.
You a dummy. Right. And Will Chamberlain was not a dominant player.
What?
Will Chamberlain not dominant.
I hope we getting a clear understanding what zesty means. Example.
Will Chamberlain wasn't dominant?
Damn, that's crazy.
What are you talking about?
Hey.
Will Chamberlain literally owns the record book, bro.
Wow. Wow. You gotta rethink that when you say that.
No, he don't. That's how he think.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't agree with you on that one, bro.
Not dominant? Now you might not say he was a big time winner, but you can't say he wasn't dominant.
Yeah. Right. The man literally owned all the records when he retired.
You got to ask yourself this. What is it about saying LeBron James has dominance at definer in his legacy that hurts Jordan or Kobe? Nothing.
It doesn't.
That shows there's insecurity.
I told you, if I argued against anything, I told you it's going to be his mentality. I'm going to argue against it. Everything else, yes, I'm going to argue mentality.
Like, it don't make no sense that Zesties have to be this upset that LeBron is great.
He is great.
I don't even understand your mentality argument.
I would have to say the mentality argument is going to be because again, you cannot take away 2000. People will say, "Oh, stop using 2011." It happened. It happened. Now you guys are going to say it's X's and O's, and it's not
Well,
X's and O's.
hold up. I do have a question. I do have a question. Do you put Kobe high in this ranking?
And what?
Mentality.
The mentality.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
So, okay, all right. So, would you say he would take a hit for not shooting in a game 7 and losing the series after being up 3-1?
He would take a hit. Yes.
Okay. Would you say that he literally outshot the whole team because he was trying to get a Finals MVP in 2004? Would that take a hit?
Now you say he outshot them, and so I
Yes, he outshot the Lakers.
I don't have a problem with him gunning. No, gunning.
Okay.
No.
So,
no.
all right. So you have a player shooting 65%, dunking on everybody, but you would not pass him the ball, and you lose the title because you wouldn't want to pass the ball to Shaq because you won the Finals MVP. So that would not give you a hit because you had more shot attempts.
Is that what happened? Did Kobe Bryant say he was shooting in 2004 because he wanted
pretty
a Finals
obvious,
MVP?
and then afterwards he wanted to leave the team. On the team.
Right. That's a matter of him thinking I'm better than this dude. I'm not talking. When you say mentality, that's showing weakness. You agree? That's showing weakness, right?
So that's not weakness. Losing a series because you won't pass the ball. That's not weakness. That's a positive.
I wouldn't say it's a positive. I just he thinks he's better. He thought he was better than Whitney. He was tired of being behind him, and he was wrong for that. But I don't think it's weakness. He was wrong for it. I don't think he was weak.
That's a weakness, bro.
So that's a positive that he lost a playoff series because he didn't want to pass the ball. So that's a positive that he outshot them and lost the title.
I wouldn't say it's weakness. I just think he got tired of playing behind him. Like he believed in himself to a point where he was like, I'm not being behind this guy. Now, again, I don't think he was right for it, but I wouldn't call him weak either.
Tell me what happened with Kobe in 2011.
Say again?
What happened with Kobe in 2011?
Oh, they got swept too. So they got took out of there too.
Kobe take a hit for that. So Kobe doesn't take any hits.
No,
he doesn't take any hits for his play.
Came off with 3 straight finals appearances and back-to-back championships when they got swept by Dallas, bro. They had a lot of miles on them bodies.
So he doesn't take any hits, basically.
Doesn't matter what he take a hit. I'm not saying he doesn't take a hit, but why are you trying to diminish that same Mavericks team beat 3-all, the Heatles,
because when LeBron underperforms, he actually takes a hit.
You don't want to put a knock on LeBron for scoring 8 points in an NBA Finals game, but you want to knock the Lakers. You want to knock Kobe Bryant.
You have to listen.
I didn't say anything about Kobe. I'm asking you: does Kobe underperform and take a hit? You guys said no. LeBron underperform and take a hit. So it's a separate category for LeBron James, and I want to know why. It's because why do LeBron take a hit and Kobe Bryant do not take a hit?
Kobe Bryant does take a hit. Even according to your guys' little formula there, Kobe Bryant takes a hit. And LeBron James is 10s all the way across the board. But everyone else is zesty, bro. That's ridiculous.
That's what he just said.
Ridiculous. We got a GOAT James Kingdom who created his own criteria, calling everyone zesty, and is going to put 10s across the board for LeBron James. But everyone else is stupid.
I mean, I'm not even talking. I'm literally talking to you like a basketball fan. Like you say, LeBron takes a hit for underperforming, but somehow Kobe never takes a hit for underperforming.
He got eaten alive with the Sun series, bro. They blew a 3-1 lead, and he didn't.
You're saying he does not take a hit. You're still going.
I'm not saying that. I never said that. I'm saying he does take a hit. He took a hit then. He took a hit in Detroit. That was a bad series for him. And he rightfully so got criticism for it. Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's cool. So would you still rate Kobe above LeBron James?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I do not.
Why?
It's my own personal preference, man. I ain't hating on LeBron James. I think Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Michael Jordan's, Larry Bird's, Wilt Chamberlain, these guys, they're all at the table, man. Where you want to place them is whatever, I just don't like the everyone getting. I mean, it's my preference, man. I think Kobe's got what more. If you want to go by, he's got more titles, but that's a team thing, man. I don't know. I just liked his style more. I like the way he
No,
played
I'm
more.
not. I'm not talking about who you like better as a player, but I'm talking about what we're discussing. His mentality. Like why? Like what makes his mentality above LeBron James?
I mean, it's right there, man. I mean, he's goes harder. He don't stop. Even LeBron James himself said that
He
Mamba
goes harder
mentality.
in what?
He learned some things from Kobe in the Olympics when they were teammates together about work ethic
I
and
mean, it
stuff
was, it
like
was
that.
vice versa too.
You know, Kobe Bryant. There's a reason. I mean, there's a reason. There's a book on it. He just and everything he did
We're not even
outside of the
talking
game.
about.
You know,
We're not
getting
even talking
Oscars.
about basketball no
That
more.
mentality wasn't just basketball, bro. He was a freak. He wasn't
So basically, to you,
athletically
it's more than
gifted.
basketball. Basically, it's
Yeah,
more than
okay, but
basketball.
check
It's
it out.
not
He didn't
okay.
have the attributes like the big hands like Jordan or the God given, you know, physical
Bro,
attributes of
I'm so
LeBron
fucking
James.
tired of hearing this bullshit that you niggas have
We're not
ripped
even
off the
talking
last
about
answer.
basketball no
I
more.
don't know how many
Explain it.
fucking times
It's
I
not
gotta
even
You
about
explain
asked,
this shit to
basketball
you
no
you.
asked,
more.
Let
bro.
This
him
shit is so
explain it.
fucking
You
stupid,
guys
bro.
asked.
Let him
If you don't
You
explain
like
it.
the
literally
I
have
really
answer,
no
want to
fucking
understand
reason.
what he's
You have
talking
no
about.
reason to
Because
be
It's
saying
fine
this
basketball,
for
shit
him
that
to
you're saying.
explain
well,
it.
because none
This
of
is
y'all
not
are letting me
It's
basketball.
fine
finish,
for him to
man.
explain it.
This is not
Thank
I
you.
mean,
basketball.
what's the
Because
point of him not being able to explain his basketball experience? This is his basketball experience.
Really,
It's
this is
fine.
bullshit,
what
man.
are you talking
This
about?
is
I'm
not
telling you,
real.
Kobe
This
Bryant
is
had
not
to,
real.
for
This shit
Kobe
is copy
Bryant to have a
pasted
seat
He
at
from a
not
that
even
fucking
saying
table, he
anything
had to
documentary, bro.
negative.
work
He
This
just
hard
is
to
not his
get
explaining
own
there,
he's
work.
brother
Say it
man.
explaining
though.
his
Let him
experience.
say it though,
Because
Newell. Let him say it.
Yeah,
Let him
he's
say it.
explaining his experience, and I want
Go
to know
ahead.
what his experience is.
This
he
experience is
didn't have
bullshit. That's what
he
it is.
didn't have all the
Okay,
It's not fucking
let us
real.
hear the
attributes
bullshit.
Yeah.
We want to hear it.
Just
New
do
World,
Yeah,
let
A,
it. We
why?
want to
A,
What's
hear
the
it.
God
point of
gift.
him not
See,
being able
bro,
to
this is
talk?
why
Just mute
that
yourself. Just mute it right now.
again. He's going to tell me that I'm talking bullshit, but he's a guy named Goat James Kingdom going to
You ain't never
creating
watched
a
Kobe a day in
formula
your fucking
to
life,
put
nigga.
10
That's how I
across
know,
the
nigga.
to
You
put
ain't
Come
10
never
on,
watched
New
across
shit
the
World,
about
board,
Kobe.
please.
Come
bro.
on,
New World,
man.
please,
Tell this
man,
nigga to stop
please.
talking about me. Tell him to talk about
LeBron
Kobe
What
He's
shit,
you're
talking
man.
gonna have
about.
And
is
tell him
people
to shut
come
the
up and
fuck up
they
about
can't
me, nigga.
explain their basketball experience. Just
Go
because we
ahead,
don't
Showtime.
agree, don't mean he's talking nonsense.
Go ahead, Showtime. Finish up your Kobe Bryant statement, please.
I'm just saying, man, the dude didn't have the physical attributes, all that. He had to work at it, and he worked on it relentlessly, hard in the gym all the time, sacrificing time away from his family. It's all been documented. His work ethic is what puts him in that conversation with these other guys. Whereas I'm not saying LeBron James doesn't have a great work ethic, but a guy like LeBron James or a guy like Shaq, when they're physically gifted like that and have these like God given, you know, head starts, not taking nothing away from them, but they don't have to work as hard to be as good. For Kobe Bryant to be in that conversation, if you lined them all up and looked up their attributes and stuff, man, you wouldn't think anything was special about Kobe Bryant. But when you watch him and you know the body of work and everything else, that's what I'm saying, man. His work ethic, all that stuff, relentlessness, the drive. Not saying LeBron James doesn't have it. Not at
Mhm.
all saying that. Just saying Kobe had to work a little bit harder, or it seems to me anyway. If I'm wrong,
No, no, that's fine.
I'm not above being proven wrong, but
That's
it's
fine.
my opinion
So,
on things, man.
okay, so I do have a few questions for you because you say like Kobe Bryant put in more effort into the game that you basically ever seen because he was relentless and working out, doing all these different things. So I have a question for you. Who played the most games
Yep.
in NBA history?
Is it LeBron or is it
Do you
Kareem?
think that takes any extra effort to play the most games?
Yeah, it takes it
Do you
takes a
think
lot of
it's
effort,
something that
but
no one has ever done before? Like, does that make him a step above others because he played the most games?
Yes.
I mean,
What about
you can
minutes? Who
argue
played the
that
most
for sure.
minutes? Yeah, who played the most minutes?
Is it LeBron James?
Okay,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
played the
So,
most?
but did you
Yeah,
use that same argument when it was Wilt? When Wilt played 48 and a half minutes a game for the season? I
I
mean,
mean,
like,
for a season, that was
eh,
amazing. But you're talking about how Kobe did things no one ever done with work ethic. So You admitted that playing more than anybody takes more effort than anybody who ever played the game. Like we could measure this. We could measure a person who scored the most points, who played the most games, who played the most minutes, who won the most playoff series, won the most games. So, in your mind, you looking at Kobe Bryant as this one who has done excel in something that no one's ever done before. But in reality, that person you're talking about is LeBron James.
Okay, yeah, I guess if that's how you want to take it. Also, how many times did LeBron James play more than 70 games in a season? How many times did Kobe? I mean, look at the amount of
LeBron
time.
James averages 70 games plus
I'm not saying it's impressive.
over
It is
20
impressive
seasons,
to
nigga.
play 27 years, bro. It's impressive
LeBron
to play
James been
27
playing more
years,
than
but when you're
100
working
games
with
in a
load
season,
management,
way more times
when
than
you're
Kobe
taking
shoots
all
ass,
kinds of
nigga.
games, when
LeBron
you're
went to
taking all
8 straight
kinds of
finals,
games
nigga.
off,
He's playing
when
way
you're
more
a
fucking
healthy
games than
scratch,
Kobe, nigga.
when you're a healthy scratch,
He
game
also
after
didn't miss
game
a
after game,
playoff game.
Well,
it increases your
I don't think you
longevity.
know
Does it
that.
not?
Hey, I
Does it
don't think
not?
you know that
False.
LeBron
That's
averages
false.
Does it not?
more
If you're
games
a
per
healthy
season than
scratch,
Kobe and Jordan, right?
if you're a healthy scratch
That's a lie. LeBron's never been a healthy
for 3 weeks
scratch.
out of the
LeBron has
season,
never
does
been
that
a
not
healthy
does
scratch.
that not help? Does that,
LeBron's
according
never
to you,
had
he
a
has
healthy scratch,
been
sir.
questionable.
Why
He
y'all don't
sure has.
listen? Jesus Christ, y'all don't
He sure
listen.
has.
He has not, sir. LeBron's played the most minutes and the most games in NBA history. You keep talking about playing games. Who's played more
And
than
he
LeBron?
averaged more games
Nobody.
per season than Jordan and Kobe.
What are you
He
talking
also
about?
got-
He's played more. Kobe came off the bench to start his career. LeBron wasn't coming off the bench to start his career. What are you talking about?
That's why I don't let him
Put
speak, bro,
context
because I
on
already
that.
know when
Put
they're going to be on
context
some
on
fucking
that. Why
bullshit.
was
Yeah,
Kobe
Kobe
coming
was
off the
not good
bench? His
enough to
time,
start. Kobe was not good enough to start.
really?
That's the
Really?
context.
Okay.
That's
Hey,
it.
if
He
that's
wasn't
what
good
you
enough
wanna-
to
If
start.
that's what you want to say.
Ain't no
That's not what I want to say. That's what it was.
That's a fact.
That's a
I
fact.
have a feeling that
When Kobe was drafted, it was known that he was not going to play for 2-3 years. That's why they drafted him as such. That's why teams didn't pick him up early, because nobody was going to play Kobe.
he was
Nobody.
not cool. He was not. The coach was not cool with having a high school kid on his team. And all
No
that.
coach
He was not
was.
come out
part
of
of
high
No
it.
school
coach
to the
was,
NBA.
sir.
No.
No
Don't
coach
even
was.
go there with that.
No coach
Don't
was.
even go
No
there
coach
with
was.
that.
There was not a coach in the NBA in that era. There was
It doesn't matter why it
Kevin,
didn't happen.
because
He didn't do it.
Kobe was not Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett was better than Kobe coming out of high school. That's why. Kevin Garnett's 7 feet tall. Kobe's not. What are you talking about?
True. That's true. You're 7 feet tall, but
Okay,
Kobe
then.
Bryant
So
was
that's a
ready- was
difference.
NBA ready, bro. He was.
Kobe's not NBA ready. It was
Jerry
in it.
West-
So why was
Jerry
it?
West
So
thought
why
so.
was it? Oh wait. So why was it in his scouting report that he was not ready for 2 to 3 years from now? Why was it in his scouting report? Why was it there?
Who made that scouting report?
The
Who put that
Lakers.
scouting report out
The
there? It wasn't
Lakers. Jerry West
was
said
it?
that. Jerry West said that.
Bullshit.
That was in Jerry West's scouting report for
It's
Kobe
not
Bryant.
no bullshit, motherfucker. That's how I know
Hey.
you ain't never watched this nigga's career, bro.
If you
why
actually
do y'all
let
try
them
to stop
talk
me, bro?
long enough,
When I be letting these
they would dig
niggas go
themselves
off
a
every
hole.
time, bro.
No, I heard what he
Let him
said,
talk
Brandon.
long enough.
I heard what he said, Brandon. I heard what he said. He got mad.
To be ready for 2 years, why would he trade with the Hornets to get him, bro? That doesn't even make any sense, dude.
Because that's why you drafted
Because
him. What are
Kobe
you
wasn't
talking
gonna
about?
play for the
You gotta
Hornets. That's
develop
why.
a player.
Kobe literally told everybody when he came into the draft that he was only going to play for the fucking
Why
Lakers.
you think he went 13th? They weren't even
Wasn't
going to
gonna
pick
play
him
for that.
13th. He wasn't even going to get picked 13th. The Lakers told them to pick him 13th. He wasn't even going to go 13th.
He was never going to play for no other team but the Lakers.
No, he would have played, but he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
But even that argument really don't matter. The point is he did not start coming in, so it don't matter why
Exactly.
it didn't happen, whether he was good enough or he wasn't. He didn't start. That's what people got.
He wasn't good enough. The point, he wasn't good enough. There's nobody benching a good player for the sake of benching a good player. He wasn't good enough. That's it.
Yeah, LeBron came in and started off top. Yeah, that's just the bottom line. Yeah, so
Nigga, LeBron was
that's our
better than
argument where
Kobe
you
at
can't say,
16,
well, again,
nigga.
I'm with
What are
you.
we talking about here?
You can tell yourself
what?
that, bro. It's all good.
Nigga, Kobe
do you
was
mean?
not better than
Again,
LeBron
I'm
when
arguing
LeBron was
with the guy
16
who
years old.
created
Nigga.
a
He's been better than this
criteria
nigga.
that a guy named
Yeah,
Joe
LeBron
James
was better than
who
Kobe in high
created
school.
a
That's a fact.
criteria. Who created a criteria?
All right, let him vent.
the
Let him
list
vent,
of
y'all. Here you go.
accolades
He wants to
that-
vent. Let him
that
vent.
is
You let him
Let's let him
talk
vent.
long
James
enough,
at number
they dig
one on
themselves a
across
hole.
the board.
Okay, let him vent. Let
Get
him vent.
out
Go
of
ahead.
here, bro.
Go ahead, vent. Go ahead and vent.
Ridiculous.
Go ahead and vent.
No,
Go
his
ahead.
whole thing is that LeBron can't beat tens across the board, but
Go ahead. No, let him vent. Let him vent. New World. Let him vent. New World. He wants to talk. Go ahead and vent, Mr. Showtime. Tell us all your worries and why you get mad at GOAT James Kingdom. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, dude, you guys are calling bullshit on me when GOAT James Kingdom creating a criteria of a bunch of bullshit that puts in his mind LeBron James tens across the board. Come on, bro. Come on, dude.
People, I just told you there's an argument against it.
He's got the same amount of championships as Steph Curry, less than Kobe Bryant. There's people in the two eras that he was prevalent in that were better than him, or at least as good as him, dude. He can't be the GOAT, bro. And I like your music, but you know it's true, bro. Results matter, dude. You can play 27 games or 27 seasons and have 3,000 and whatever minutes, bro, and but yeah, I mean, if you play 40 years, it's going to happen, dude. Oh, salty. I'm even getting the music treatment.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I do have a question for you. You keep bringing up Steph Curry rings. How does that invalidate LeBron James winning 4 titles? I'm curious.
Bryant has more finals MVPs than
No. I'm curious to his thought process with that, because he said Kobe has 5. Like, what does that have to do with LeBron James? Is he off?
Nigga, I don't care, bro. Like, let's talk about it. Kobe was in the same league as LeBron for most of LeBron's career.
13 years of LeBron won one more title.
Look, LeBron won more MVPs than Kobe did in the same era. He won more finals MVPs in the same era. He won more championships in the same era. Nigga, Kobe already won those 3 before LeBron got there, so them 3 don't count. He didn't get not one fucking finals MVP, nigga. LeBron won 4 MVPs with Kobe in the same fucking league. What are we talking about here? After LeBron's second season, this nigga Kobe only won 3 games against him for the rest of his fucking career.
Boom, 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 boom.
That's a 13-year stretch, nigga. It's not even a conversation, bro. That's why I get mad when they try to attribute all LeBron's attributes onto Kobe. Like, this nigga Kobe was out here doing some shit, nigga. Like, fuck no. Like, he was never on that level, nigga. Kobe can't go to 4 straight finals, nigga, as the best player, let alone 3.
I don't know why they had try and have a debate, man. Bron is better than Kobe. Hey, Kobe don't have nothing but this championships and then what?
Championships that he wasn't even the best player on, nigga. How many? You think LeBron James? No, hold on. You think LeBron James can win a championship while averaging motherfucking 15 points a game? You think LeBron could do some shit like that?
LeBron had to average like 30 or something.
LeBron can't average no 15 points a game and win a championship, nigga. LeBron can't go no 6 for 24 in a game 7 and still win, nigga. What are we doing here? This nigga is trash. He's the worst game 7 performer of all time. And you want to compare this nigga to LeBron James, the best game 7 performer of all time? Nigga, you smoking dust.
Of all time.
I just want to know. Nigga. I want to know, where does this apply to the legacy definer? Whatever it is that he's saying Kobe should have, where does it define it at? Because he keeps saying LeBron has all these great accolades and all these great achievements that we're supposed to ignore, which is fine. That's the point of the legacy definer. We're ignoring stats and accolades. Well, what does Kobe have here that makes him better than LeBron?
Nothing at all.
A Nike slogan. A Nike slogan.
One more thing, right? You brought up MVPs, right? You brought
up
his shoes aren't even better
than LeBron.
You brought up LeBron James has all these MVPs.
Let's hear what he got to say. Let's hear.
You brought up LeBron James has all these MVPs. First of all, that's just like a popularity award, dude. The media loves him. Didn't like Kobe as much, and you know that's true. You don't agree with every MVP, but check this nugget out. There's been like 6 players in NBA history who have finished top 5 or higher in the MVP voting 10 or more times in their career. And of all of them have a minimum of 3 MVPs. The only one who only has one is Kobe Bryant. I wonder why that is.
Yeah, I
Because
wonder
he
why.
played with
Because the
LeBron James.
motherfucker
Because
was a
they're
Simple as that.
seventh
biased,
seed.
because people
No,
like you
because he
guys
was a
vote for it.
seventh seed in
Because
the year that
Kobe
y'all say
Bryant
he
got
should have won the
accused of rape and
MVP, and he
sexual
lost the
assault. Kobe Bryant
MVP
got
to
accused of
Steve
sexual
Nash.
assault,
That's
and he wasn't
exactly
a
what
media
happened.
darling,
It had nothing to do with
bro.
that. It had nothing to do with that. It simply had
See,
to do
you
with
don't
the
like
fact
when
that
Fox come
the
and bite you in
so-called
the
best
ass, do
years,
you? You don't
the
like that, do
so-called
you? You
best
don't
years
like
that
whenever
y'all
that.
say, nigga, it has nothing to do with that whatsoever. The so-called best years that y'all say that Kobe
You don't
Bryant has
like
on his
whenever there's
resume,
context and
the
facts put
so-called
on things,
the
do you,
so-called
bro?
best
Why?
years that
Why is
y'all say
that?
he has, he's either a
Why is
seventh
that?
seed or there's players
Why
better
is
than him,
that?
nigga.
Out of
He was
all
never
the
better than
the
LeBron
five
James,
players,
nigga.
who
So
is
just
it?
put it that way.
Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill
Because
Russell,
he's
Michael
playing the
Jordan,
same era
LeBron
with
James,
LeBron
Kobe
James.
Bryant.
LeBron James
Why
better
is
than
it
him.
out of
Hold
all
up,
those
y'all.
guys, out of all
What
that
years
many
was
MVP
those
top
that
five
Kobe did do
selections?
that?
Kobe's the only one who
What
has
what was
one, and the
those
rest of them
years?
have a minimum of three.
No. What was those years? Go ahead and
Bro,
say those years.
goddamn shit. Off the top, maybe 7, 6, 3, 10, 9, 8. I'd imagine all those years when he was winning championships. I don't know the exact
All the
years.
years he was winning championships, he wasn't the best player in the league. That's the problem.
What are you talking
That's the
about?
problem.
What are you talking about?
Every year he won a
From
championship, he was not the best player in the league.
from 01 on, that second finals win of that three-peat, he was the best player in the league up until he tore his Achilles.
No,
Bro.
the fuck he wasn't.
When was
No, the
that?
fuck he
Yes,
wasn't.
sir, he
That was
was.
No,
that
the
was
fuck he
13. That was
Yes, sir,
LeBron
he
James was
was.
the best player we ever seen. What you
No, he
talking
wasn't.
about?
The best
LeBron
player
James
you
has
ever
surpassed
seen.
Kobe Bryant as the best player that niggas have ever seen in 2007 when he beat Detroit, unlike Kobe, who choked against
Kobe
Detroit, nigga.
was what, eighth seed, right?
What about the
Kobe
Orlando
was the
Magic
eighth seed,
and
right?
the
But
Boston
they
Celtics?
want us to give
What
the
about
best
the
player in the
Mavericks and
league
the
an
Celtics?
MVP, and he's an eighth seed. How you the best player in the league
The
and you an
two
eighth
teams
seed in
that
your prime,
LeBron
nigga? That don't make no
playoffs
sense, bro.
and the
That don't
Kobe
make
in his
no sense.
prime was an eighth seed player, and you want him to win
Eighth
MVP.
seed. And you want exactly, and then the other MVP years. He talking about the years LeBron won the MVP, and Bron best hands down the best player in the league. He led that trash ass roster to 60 wins back to back seasons. How the fuck you gonna give Kobe an MVP?
Because it's a
Where's his
trash ass
MVP he's
East.
supposed to have?
Trash ass
No, you're gonna say it's a
Come
trash ass East, but the East got more number one defenses that LeBron did went up against in Kobe's whole fucking career. How many times can you say Kobe to beat a number one
Yeah, bro.
defense in the Western Conference
How many 50
without
win
Shaq?
teams how many 50 win teams did LeBron James teams
How many
play
70
and
win
win in the
teams did
How
Kobe
many
playoffs?
beat,
70
nigga?
How many
How
wins?
many
did
How many
70
Kobe?
win
70
teams
wins
Thank
did
you.
has
Kobe beat,
Kobe
nigga?
beat?
Thank you.
How many times has Kobe swept the team,
Thank
nigga?
you.
LeBron has swept the
You
most
had
teams
to
in the
win
playoffs,
50
nigga.
games to
That's
make
called
the
being the best
playoffs, and
player.
Kobe
That's what the
Bryant
LeBron
best
beat
swept
a
player
70
actually
win
does.
team.
100.
Kobe didn't.
50 wins in LeBron James' league
Bron
gives
beat
you
a 70
gives you
win
home
team.
court
Kobe
advantage,
He beat
didn't.
a
bro.
70-win team.
Bron beat a
LeBron beat a
70
70
win
win team,
team.
nigga.
Kobe didn't.
Kobe never did that.
Where's your point? Where's your point?
Kobe never
What?
did
What are
that
you talking about?
in
I
the
Kobe
said
scoring
never did
game.
LeBron
He
what?
said,
beat
what are you
a
talking
70
about?
win team. Where's your point? And Kobe didn't.
Yeah,
LeBron beat a
there was
70
no
win
70
team. It's
win
over with.
teams during Kobe Bryant's
No,
entire
LeBron
run.
James not only beat a 70
No
win
team
team,
won 70 games during Kobe
he
Bryant's
beat a
entire
73 win
career. What are
team.
you
It
talking
don't
about?
matter, nigga. What are you talking about? Kobe
Well,
was
Golden State won in
Kobe was playing his
2016
He was in the league
Kobe was
when
playing
he
his
was in the
way
Kobe
up
league,
won
too.
70
What
and
the
he
fuck
won
are
games.
you
like 10
talking about,
games.
nigga? What the
They
fuck
He
you
gotta
won
talking
be
like
about,
a
10
nigga?
games
70
that
He
year.
win
won
team for
17
him to have
games
a
that
chance
year.
to play him, right?
No, nigga,
He's also
he
played more
played
Kobe's in the
them
60
that
league
win
in
year. He
teams in the
played them
2016.
that
playoffs
year, nigga. He was
and
there. Now
50
you trying
win
to move
teams
the
in the
goalposts.
playoffs.
Now you trying to
Kobe
move the
was in the league
goalposts.
in
You're in the
2016.
goalposts. You
No,
went
you're
to
the one that moved the
70 wins,
goalposts. Because
bro.
first you
Only
said that
two
Kobe
teams in
never
NBA
played in the
history have
league.
won 70
First you said
games
he
in a
never played in the
season,
league with a
dumbass.
70 win team, and now you tried to walk it back,
Only
nigga. Now
two
we caught you in
teams
the
in
lie, nigga.
NBA
He
history have
played
ever
in
won
2016.
70 games or more in a season. Fucking retard.
I'm a retard, nigga, but you
Relax.
the one that ain't got your fucking facts straight. Shut the fuck up, you dumbass Kobe tard nigga.
Got your facts straight. What facts do I not have straight?
Come on, New World, man. Come on, man. New World, man. You know, you guys, listen, man. I can't have this with y'all, man. We trying to have a clean show, man. Y'all got to behave yourselves, man. Like, y'all, the cussing and the wrong, y'all got to start using, y'all can't be doing this, man. New World, you know we have a channel that we let Zesties up. Let the Zesties talk. If Brandon wants to talk to him, let him talk to the Zesty. If you Zesty, you got to let people talk too. You understand that, Showtime? Damn. Stop being mad because we don't believe what you believe about Kobe Bryant. You are Zesty because you can't prove nothing you just said. How are you going to say Kobe Bryant's a top player in 2001?
What?
How is Kobe the best player in 2001?
What am I lying about?
How was Kobe the best player in the NBA in 2001?
Because he was the best. Look at his numbers, man. He was the best player. The
What
team
numbers?
won a
What numbers
championship.
was?
Look at his run in
Uh-huh.
the West. Look at what Shaq said, the guy who you probably say is the best player in the league at that time. I'm just going by what he said.
Okay, sir. How is Kobe the best player in the league? What stats did Kobe Bryant do in 2001 to make him the best player in the league?
I just told you.
What stats? You didn't say the stats. You didn't name the stats. What stats is that?
Shaq said, "Damn, I gotta open my phone and go look at it, bro. I don't have that. I'm not sitting in front of a computer
so
right
you
now."
don't know. So you don't know the numbers. So did he score more points, or average more points than Allen Iverson that year?
No.
Okay, then. So obviously it's not scoring. What other stat did Kobe
But he was
Bryant
also
have?
he was scoring a lot of points. He was scoring a lot of points, and he was also
Did he
defensive
score?
first
Did he
team.
score? Did he score more
He
points than
finished
Allen Iverson?
ninth.
Average more
He
points.
finished ninth. He finished ninth in the MVP voting, so he's definitely not number one.
Okay, forget the MVP voting. He said statistically, we're not going by MVP voting. We know Kobe wasn't the MVP. We want to know what did Kobe do in 2001 to say he was better than anybody else who played in the league. So he wasn't the best scorer. We know he wasn't the best rebounder.
First team.
Okay, but
all
NBA first
team and an
all
NBA champion in the same season.
Okay, so
no other player in the league did it that year.
What you mean? Shaq was all NBA first team and second team and made the championship and won Finals MVP.
And Shaq said Kobe was better than him that year, right? So
when the fuck
so we're going off of no wait now forget that. Hold on, wait. It doesn't matter. So we're going off of what Shaq says. So Shaq determined who's the best player in the NBA is.
Yep. He's. I mean, he was the one. He was the consistent, most dominant, best player in the league.
Okay,
so
I think his word has a little bit of weight. If Shaq thought Kobe was the best player in the league, why back when he came back into the league in 2003, he told Kobe to pass him the ball, that he was the best player.
On the ego, team. Right?
No, what's
Kobe
ego?
Bryant didn't agree with it. He
okay,
came
but
in
no,
trading
but
out of shape.
So by 2003, Kobe was no longer the best player in the league because Shaq didn't think he was. Correct?
No.
All right, so 2003, 2002 and 2003 Kobe don't deserve the MVPs because Shaq didn't think that. So we got 2001. Okay, 2004. What made Kobe the MVP in 2004, or the best player in the league then?
The eye test, bro. You watched it. Don't hate.
No,
how many points did Kobe average?
You don't watch it, and we saw him not want to pass the ball to Shaq, so we didn't think that's a good enough player to be the best player in the league.
I'm done. I gave him a chance to speak. Once we give you a chance to speak and your speaking goes there, then you guys give me no validity to shut down New World. I'd rather talk to New World and have a conversation with a paying GOAT James Kingdom member than to be talking to you Zesties. I'm sorry. You could that is disrespectful. Now you're being disrespectful. Because I'm giving you an opportunity to speak. He said, "Now my eye test said Kobe wasn't the league MVP. Now you're gonna tell me my eye test should show it? Like my eye test literally says Kobe was never the league MVP. I wouldn't even gave it to him in 2008.
Me neither. That should have been LeBron's.
Yeah, that was actually LeBron's too.
I think they wanted to give it to Chris Paul, but they gave it to
either Chris Paul or LeBron James. But that was Kobe's here nigga MVP. Like here nigga. Always fucking crying about it. He also one of the niggas that's crying to the media because he can't get awards and accolades. Just like Jeffrey, just like his idol, nigga.
I think he just wanted to argue, just to argue.
No, I know he didn't want to argue. You know, that's why we call them Zesty. That's why we call them Zesty, because instead of talking about this, they want to talk about everything else.
It's fun to have them talk. It's fun.
Okay. Be having this.
As soon as they start talking about how Kobe did this, Kobe did that, it leads to Kobe not being the greatest.
You know what? Then I woke up around.
New World, you see who got the most delusional?
It's Kobe.
Bro, that's why I don't be wanting to hear it, bro. Like, especially after they start giving this nigga Kobe attributes that he never had throughout his entire career. That's how I know. It's like, bro, you didn't watch this nigga play, bro. You just saying some shit out your ass because you don't like LeBron, nigga. You're not even a real Kobe fan. See, I was a Kobe fan, nigga, at some point in my life. But I can't be a Kobe fan. I can't be associated with these dumbass niggas, man.
Yep, that's why we made the song called Zesty Beans.
Let me tell you something. This pimping that I got in my blood, it came from a family tree. My granddaddy was a pimp. My great-great-great-granddaddy was a pimp. I'm talking about pimping been since pimping, since pimping,
They
since
scrolling through the threads, looking for any mention of Gold James. Talking Kobe and Jordan, never staying in they lanes. Top 5 all time. Now that ain't the truth. You missed MJ's legacy, so now you connecting the two. They'll say, look at the rings, look at his mind. Forgetting by Shaq and Phil, they tryna play blind. Shaq got those titles, Paul also held it down, but they twisting the story round like we weren't around. Kobe fans crying, saying Kobe's not respected, ranking him so high, wanting everyone to accept it. Trying to battle Bron fans, but they know the real deal. In the end of the day, it's that seal the deal. Internet trolls living in denial, spending years online, living in the X-Files. Talking GOAT debates, but they know Kobe not there. LeBron's the King, Jordan's the standard, and they scream it's not fair. Black Mamba vibes while they cling to their dreams, but truth always surfaces, it ain't always what it seems. Bleacher Report list came out, Kobe not top 10, now they all upset, talking about time for revenge. Kobe fans crying, saying Kobe's not respected, ranking him so high, wanting everyone to accept it. Trying to battle Bron fans, but they know the real deal. In the end of the day, stats seal the deal. Dismiss stats, let's play it back. 2-time finals MVP, that's a well-known fact. But when it came to the league, he was never the best in the game. Always a shadow of Shaq, Duncan, and eventually James. Fake Mamba lingo is all they can talk about, arguing in circles while we figure them out. Fear of the Jordan fans got them running in place. You talk about footwork, Kobe doesn't have a foot in this race. So here's the truth, no need for emotions. Kobe is a great, gave his all in devotion, but LeBron sitting high, and ain't no knock. Fighting Bron fans, you should be fighting for Jordan's spot. Kobe fans crying, saying Kobe's not respected, ranking him so high, wanting everyone to accept it. Trying to battle Bron fans, but they know the real deal. In the end of the day, it's that seal. So don't complain, play the game and learn Kobe's place. Fuck Mamba mentality, we put in the stats in your face. Respect the Kobe, but we'll end this by saying when it comes to the GOAT debate, we don't want to hear Kobe's name.
You're gonna put your own jersey on, play. About time now? Yeah. How? Baddest duo ever, Superman and Batman. 3 rings. Sacramento, who? What? Rick, who? Hi,
I'm tired of these damn Kobe fans. We gonna throw away the legacy to find them. Let's just throw it away.
That song was fire.
So they have made you want to throw it away, throw it to the trash now.
Now I want to throw it away, Brandon. I don't even want it no more. I was making it for Kobe because of that. The Kobe fan alone makes me want to just throw it away, bro. Literally, they make it hard for us to talk basketball. This is the whole point. Like, if we just could just make stuff up, then why do they gotta bring up stuff like? It don't make no sense. We can't bring up LeBron's dominance because they want to bring up all the stuff that LeBron supposedly did. But then when we do it for Kobe, now it's we don't understand context. We didn't see it. All this, like, I get tired of y'all.
Like we can't give them props because as soon as we give them props, they start trying to degrade everyone else.
Exactly. Like, it don't make no sense. I don't know why Brandon cats keep coming up here for it. Brandon, you have nothing intelligent to say on the GOAT James Kingdom.
They always lie about stuff that we catch them on. Like every 5 sentences, it's a lie. And stop coming up here lying to us. We already know the numbers, the truths. Don't lie to us. This is not the place.
You just talked to him like a college professor. He said, "Yeah."
We didn't watch this man's whole career, bro, and they coming up here trying to cap for this nigga. Like, that's what be making me mad, bro. And I know you a Kobe fan too, B. Lee. My bad, bro. I know you was trying to get at that nigga, but it's like, damn, bro. Like, how you gonna tell me this about Kobe and you ain't never watched him play? You ain't never watched his career.
I don't know. I feel like Brandon Cash is one of those dudes that bet his house on 2011. That's probably why he's still stuck on it.
You know, I like Jordan and Kobe, but come on, let's speak the truth.
He bet his house on 20 years old.
And it's still safe to say that LeBron's the only one that get a 10 across the board in these categories. He's still the only one.
And they mad about that. They stay mad about that. That's why.
Yeah, it hurts their souls.
Yeah, and Brandon's right. If we did do that, it would be LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, or LeBron, Kobe, Jordan. Then everybody else would fall behind him. Brandon, you should let your chat GPT do this, right? You should just because your chat GPT is zesty as is. Let them grade it and give it a category for each player and see what top 10 they come up with. And then we can try to formulate something off of that.
I mean, that's fine. I could do that. I could just tell them just to take the narrative and grade people. And, they could search all the narratives.
How did you come up with the skill definer? How did that come up?
All this came from ChatGPT. My ChatGPT. I asked it to help me. I asked it to help me create a legacy definer definition for it. So the definition is, again, the official definition for a legacy definer is a distinctive basketball attribute, identity, ability, mentality, impact, or historical distinction that became inseparable from a player's legacy and helps explain their greatness beyond accumulated statistics and accolades. So they gave me 10 separate definers that we can use. So instead of saying it's killer mentality or Mamba mentality for Kobe, there's one for mentality definer. That's a player's competitive and psychological identity, right? And then there's one for skill definer. This one basically is your historical exceptional basketball ability. So that's for players like Kyrie, Kobe, Tim Duncan, right? That not Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, highly skilled basketball players. Joker is another one that would be considered a skill defining for their legacy, right? And then you have winning, versatility, dominance, impact, innovation, longevity, cultural archetype, and I added the clutch aspect because I think clutch should be a legacy definer and as a part of a legacy. So these are just things that we can measure a player for outside of their regular stats and accolades, which is very easy to do. But these are what we call legacy definers. Like we were saying, guys like the Tracy McGrady's and even the Bill Russells and Wilt Chamberlain, where there's no stats to really measure their true greatness. A legacy definer helps do that. So it's just an addition to understanding how great a player is. Because a part of the player's the greatness is their legacy. So we're just trying to figure out though, how do we use it? How do we measure it? How can we apply it to the game so that we can give guys their proper measurement so that we know, because again, we have a measurement to grade players by their stats and accolades. That we can do. We know how to do that. And as you clearly see, we did that before. We was able to grade 100 players using this formula right here, which grade over 60 categories were used to grade players with this particular criteria. So we're just trying to see how can we implement that with this. So that's all we've been trying to do.
I mean, y'all have made it as expansive as possible. Like, I think the legacy shit, I think that was, kind of just unnecessary. Like you said, it's like it's the dressing or the decoration on the cake, my nigga. Like, it's not even the edible part either.
Yeah.
What it is when your favorite team retires a guy jersey who never played for them.
1 through 11 is definitely LeBron.
All right. So y'all want to let Brandon? Y'all want to let Brandon Katz? Y'all want to let Brandon Katz vent right quick before we get about here?
You know what? If you want to let him rant, I'm gonna mute up for this.
Give him 5 minutes to vent. Just give him 5 minutes to vent.
Okay, let's give him 5 minutes.
I'm gonna mute up for this. Y'all got this.
Let's give him 5 minutes. Go ahead, Brandon. You got 5 minutes, Brandon Katz. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, so first of all, Kobe Bryant was the best player in the NBA from 2006 to 2010. He was clearly better than LeBron, and the separator was the playoffs. Kobe was more efficient than LeBron most years against far tougher competition in the loaded West. Kobe led 3 teams to the finals. He was the best closer in the NBA, and Duncan was not the same player after 05, mostly because of faster precision.
Bring up 2011.
Kobe was clear. Yeah, 2011, Kobe had knee issues. No, I've said 2011, LeBron 2011, LeBron became better than Kobe. Kobe started having knee issues in 2011, even before he had the Achilles injury. But Kobe was clearly better from 06 to 2010. The separator is the playoffs. We saw LeBron go against Spurs defense. He shot 36%. We saw Kobe go against that exact same defense, that exact same era. He cooked the shit out of them. Kobe cooked the shit out of the Spurs his whole career. But when you're talking LeBron versus Jordan, this is what ends the debate, and it goes to the list that you had. It's what ends the debate. LeBron and Jordan are both great players. So what it comes down to is, what is Jordan's greatest strength and what is Jordan's greatest weakness? Jordan's greatest strength is his scoring, specifically his clutch scoring. What is Jordan's greatest weakness? Nothing. There's not a single person on this panel who can give a significant weakness to Jordan's game. LeBron's weakness is that most of his career, he was not a consistent shooter. He shot like shit in his first three finals, including in 2012 when he beat OKC. He shot 38% outside of the paint in that series. He shot like shit in the 2013 finals, with the exception of that Game 7. So Jordan's greatest strength outweighs LeBron's greatest strength, and Jordan's biggest weakness is nowhere near as weak as LeBron's biggest weakness. Jordan's best finals is 93, he averaged 35 a game. That's better than any finals LeBron has. Jordan's worst finals is 96. Still was finals MVP, won 4-1 against Seattle. LeBron's worst finals is 2011. His best finals is 2020. His best finals isn't as good as Jordan's, and his worst finals is far worse. And the key separator between LeBron and Jordan is a more complete player. He can play on and off the ball, he can play in a system, and that's why teams like the 93 Bulls won 55 games to 94. The Bulls did not have to build their entire roster around a player who couldn't play in a system or play out the ball. The main reason why LeBron's teams are trash when he leaves them is they have to play LeBron ball. They have to give the ball to LeBron. He has to have the ball almost the entire possession, which is why LeBron shows up.
Let you know that sometimes you gotta shut the fuck up. And this current time is just one of those times you gotta shut the fuck up. I don't think you're a bad person. I just don't want to hear you talking anymore. You gotta shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and with that being said, we're not finna sit here and go through that diatribe bullshit here and go James Kingdom, man. We actually talk basketball, not that bullshit you just heard. So again, if you like this type of content, y'all make sure to follow the GOAT James Kingdom platform on all places and all. Oh, we don't need to clip that up. That's just for those who are watching the show. We don't got to clip up Brandon Katz, man. He's been exposed too many times, man. Again, if you like this content, y'all make sure to follow GOAT James Kingdom on all platforms. Y'all make sure to check us out every Sunday noon Eastern time for the GOAT James Kingdom show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. Today, we just gave y'all legacy definers. These are things that define a player's career beyond the stats and the accolades, and we only do it like we do it here at GOAT James Kingdom by using constructive, logical understanding of the game of basketball and bringing it to you like none other. So again, thank y'all for joining us here on another great Sunday afternoon. I want to thank all the DJK members like King John, Iron Man, New World, Najee, all you guys in the comments that are here as well supporting us. Shout out to FYF Sports Debate. Shout out to Alan Powell. Shout out to SB Talk Sports and his channel. And again, y'all, this is the GOAT James Kingdom platform where we do it best and you Zesties always get exposed.
Well, I just checked the records and GOAT James Kingdom was correct again. Objection overruled.
Jordan had killer instinct, cold when it counted. Kobe had Mamba mentality, work never doubted. Curry changed the range, made the court expand. Russell stacked winning like rings in his hand. LeBron brought versatility, nobody ever seen. Point guard, score, defender, chessboard king. Stats can show buckets, awards can show praise. But legacy explains why they shifted the game. This ain't just narrative, this ain't fan emotion. We building criteria, putting truth in motion. What made you different? What made you last? What part of your greatness lies beyond the stats? If we only count numbers, something gets missed. The identity, the impact, the historical twist. GOAT James Kingdom, we taking it higher. Greatness got a third pillar, legacy definer. What gets lost when the box score close? What still speaks when the trophies don't? The numbers tell what happened that night, but legacy tells who changed the light. Stats tell the numbers, awards tell the climb, but legacy tell what survives through time. One trait, one mark, one thing they remember. That's what we call the legacy definer. Production plus achievement, legacy makes greatness. GOAT James Kingdom here to separate the fake from the sacred. Who changed the game? Who left the fire? Sunday show, we judge the legacy definer.